right, and we are live on air.
Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beautiful Friendship Podcast. I am Luke Anaya.
And I'm Eric Dominguez.
And today we are going to be talking about two movies. One of them is Eric's recommendation, Tastes of Cherry, which we'll be talking about at the end. But the first movie that we're going to be talking about is Mercy, 2026. Chris Pratt's in it. Yeah, I mean, that's Eric, would you like to talk about maybe a little bit of about this movie or something else?
I don't know. We usually do an introductory topic, but I don't know what to talk about
Well,
today.
actually, we actually could do an introductory topic, and that is about um a very lovely comedic actress that
Oh yes,
passed away. Yes, we could
yes.
talk about.
I that's.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what there is much to talk about that, but yes. Rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. Um, at the time of recording, she had just passed away yesterday. Uh, it's a true tragedy. She was only 71, and she is one of the most talented actresses that we've maybe ever had in Hollywood. Definitely one of the most talented comedians we've ever had. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, she was incredible, doing a lot of incredible work. I'm gonna miss her.
Absolutely, yeah. Me as well. It was actually weird because that the night before yesterday, so Friday night, I was oh wait, sorry. No, that would be Thursday night. I was watching the final episode of The Studio, which as you know was her most recent, I believe,
Yeah,
like a television series that she starred in. And yeah, it was just weird, you know. Um but yeah, so rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. Um
I'm gonna miss her in Studio Season 2. So
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real shame. But I guess that's pretty much it in Hollywood news, I suppose.
I guess.
Um yeah,
Um,
I mean we already talked about all the Oscars and stuff. So,
yeah.
let's just hop right in to this movie.
Um,
Now,
yeah. I want to make a few announcements first. I want
yeah,
to
go ahead.
say first, in a couple weeks, not next episode, but the episode after that will be our Valentine's Day special. Or yeah, next the episode after that will be our Valentine's Day special. Uh, so and I think we're gonna have that one up a little bit early just to coincide with Valentine's Day, but maybe I don't know. That one's we're gonna have a weird recording schedule with the next two episodes,
Mhm.
different than we usually have. So we'll see, but they may come out at slightly different times than they usually do. But I'll update you on YouTube community posts if any of that comes out. But yeah, we'll do a Valentine's Day special where we'll talk about a few romantic comedies, and I hope you guys are excited for that in celebration of the Day of Love. Other than that, I'm not sure. Um, yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the Oscars more as we approach closer, but right now there's not much to say about it. But we'll we'll talk more. There'll be more to talk about later in the awards season. But yeah,
Absolutely.
so Mercy. Um,
Holy shit.
let me get
Okay.
some notes out for this first.
Yeah.
So actually, you know what? No, fuck this. So okay, so Mercy is a 2026 movie. Um, and I'm not gonna get any notes out because I barely have any. Because what the fuck are you supposed to say about this movie? And other thing is, so the plot is, from the best of my memory, Chris Pratt is in the near future where we have this dystopian surveillance state of a society. Chris Pratt is there's this system, this court system called the Mercy Court, where you're strapped to a chair and you have to prove your innocence to an AI lady in 90 minutes, or you're killed. But you have access to everyone's records and all these cameras, and everyone's being surveilled all the time. And so you have access to all this information to prove your innocence. And if you don't, you're murdered. Now, Chris Pratt's this respected cop who ends up getting put in this chair because he's accused of killing his wife, but he did not do it. I think that is the plot of this movie, if I'm getting this right.
Yeah, I mean that is the plot of the movie. He's just trying to prove his innocence to the AI lady.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
let me just
Jesus
say,
Christ, bro.
I saw this movie last week at a 12:15 matinee showtime at a movie theater near me. It's not a very great movie theater, I will say, this theater that I go to. Um, it's often slightly dirty. Some of the floors are sticky and you can hear it when you're walking on the floors. The projector is sometimes not fully aligned with the screen, but it's decent enough. The projector is decent enough quality. The sound is decent enough, and it's close and it's cheap. And sometimes the chairs are ripped up a little bit, but you're fine. I don't have to drive more than 5 minutes to get to this theater, right? So I'm
Hmm.
pretty much completely fine going here. For the most part, sometimes I have to drive a little bit further to get to watch some other art house films that just this theater does not show. But I watched Mercy at a 12:15 showtime. And when I walked in that theater, it was me and a bunch of couples that were 60 plus. I was the youngest man in the theater as a young 18-year-old boy. And let me just say, throughout the entirety of this, I said in my review on my YouTube channel, by the way, go watch my review on my YouTube
Oh
channel,
my
Zork
God.
TV.
Wait, hold on.
Um, I said it in
Let
my
me
review
pull
that
it.
this movie is 2 hours. It is actually an hour and 39 minutes. Um, I am a little bit stupid here because yes, there's a clock in the movie counting down when the movie will end, which is honestly the best part of the movie. But
No, I was literally just about to say the same thing. It is revolutionary. First movie ever to have a kind of like a timeout occasionally and have a timer at the back at the right top corner of the
yeah.
screen so that like it just makes it slightly more bearable because you
So
know when it'll end.
So I was confused about this show about the length of it for two reasons. One, the shitty theater near me has a terrible website, and the terrible website often gets the times of movies wrong. So the movie was listed as 2 hours long in the website when I bought my ticket. And number two, this movie felt like 2 fucking hours for me. So yeah. Well, I will say throughout the entirety of this hour and 39-minute runtime, the old people in my theater, the geriatric people in my theater, were having the times of their lives. They were loving this thing. So
Jesus
there's an audience for
Christ.
this. I'll say that.
Yeah, okay, that is okay. This is one thing that I would like to say. Okay. So this movie obviously it's going to get a lot of comparisons to World of Wars just because
World of
in
Wars,
its
War of the
nature,
Worlds. You mean?
oh fuck. War of the War whatever the fuck that shitty ass fucking shit is. All right.
That movie's
Um
fucking great, dude.
it's gonna obviously get a lot of comparisons because it's very similar as in you have your main character for like the entire film just in one place and they're going through basically I don't know, it's like the web, just the web, looking at stuff. And whenever
They're
you see
called
other characters, the camera is always going to be like in, like on an iPhone or like a GoPro
or
or a
on
drone
an
or a helicopter or
iPhone in
something.
quotes, but they're actually using some like red cinema camera and they're making it look
And then
like
yes,
it's an iPhone, but it's actually not, and it's very obviously not an iPhone. So
no, it looks insane. It looks insane. But the thing is, when you watch War of the Worlds, is that what it is?
yes, War of the Worlds
Okay, when you
with
watch War
Ice
of the
Cube.
Worlds, it's like anyone anyone can see that and be like, "Wow, that's shit." Like this is obviously like not a good movie, not even a good quality movie.
And
But
this isn't.
Mercy, bro,
This is very obviously
Mercy.
not a good movie. This is so very obvious. You
Okay,
know
but
from the
like, okay,
opening second to the last
but
second.
if you but it has its audience, is what I'm saying, bro. Like
And you're not
it
saying that
for
there's some
sure
old
has its
people that enjoy
audience,
War of the
gang.
Worlds. I mean, maybe
Fuck
less,
no, dude. I don't.
but
I
like,
genuinely
come
like.
on.
I don't see anyone watching that movie and being like, "Oh wow, I'm gonna get." Like anyone who sees that movie put on, they're gonna be like, wow, this shit's low key kind of ass. But you see Mercy, and you have those same people. They'll probably like actually think that it's entertaining. Like, I don't know. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, World of Wars is undeniably just like so bad
You,
that it's really fucking funny and good,
yeah,
right?
you say War of the
Good in the
Worlds, but
sense that I have a good time with it.
yeah, okay, well, I mean, this comes with some other problems with Mercy, at least for me. So yeah, and you're tapping into it. Yeah, War of the Worlds, it's bad. It's pretty much incompetent in every single way that it's made. Also, what I want to mention first is that these two movies do have a connection. The producer of War of the Worlds is the director
It's
of
the
this movie.
director.
Yes.
I know, dude. It's
Um,
so fucking. Oh my
but
God.
and they're also both produced and released by Amazon MGM. So
Oh, that's another thing. It's just straight. It's literally just propaganda made by the Amazon fucking
yeah,
corporate.
we'll
Like,
we'll
it's
get to that.
insane.
This one is so War of the Worlds is pretty much incompetent in every facet of filmmaking. It's this new wave of screen movies which we have seen before. There's these like horror movies that take place on like Zoom calls, and there's like that searching movie which everyone says is good. I've not seen it, but I don't know how good it could be. But yeah, there you can look, and this is a genre that's been around for maybe 8 or 9 years at this point. It's yeah, this genre of screen movies has been around for a while, and it makes sense now that we have technology that's this advanced. There's a way to use it. I'm honestly not that passionate about this like way of making a film. I don't think that it's that interesting, and I don't find any of the ones I've seen that interesting, but it's funny. And I think the way World of the Worlds did it, it was funny. There's so many incompetencies in that movie, obviously with the footage not looking like it was filmed on the device it's supposed to be filmed like. All of the acting is bad. The plot just doesn't make any sense. And Ice Cube is a terrible actor. I mean, it looks like he filmed this in front of a green screen in like 2 hours. I mean, I couldn't.
Well, I don't. I wouldn't say Ice Cube is a terrible actor. I think he's done like pretty great work in some other movies.
Well, oh yeah, the Friday movies, of course, but
Yeah, and
but yeah, and of course, I think this movie, obviously we'll talk about how malicious this movie is, which it is malicious in its themes. But I'm not saying War of the Worlds isn't malicious. War of the Worlds, like, there's a character who's an Amazon driver, and he saves the day by flying an Amazon drone to drop off an Amazon package to the hero. And even there's one point in the movie where the drone flips over and he has to give a homeless man an Amazon gift card so the homeless man will flip the drone over. There's some crazy stuff going on here.
hmm But that's fucking funny.
It
Like,
is funny.
I genuinely don't see anyone taking that seriously. I
Well,
think Mercy is more dangerous because there is a bigger, like, I guess there's a bigger crowd. Like, genuinely,
I don't
like there's more people
I
that
don't
will
think it's
take this
that.
seriously.
And so the thing about War of the Worlds is it's so incompetently made in just about every facet of filmmaking. And I don't and Mercy is also incompetently made in every single facet of its filmmaking. But War of the Worlds is just more funny. It's more fun to watch. It's so bad that I mean, yeah, obviously, the so bad it's good genre, but it's so bad that you just have to laugh at it, and it's so funny the entire time, including like the Amazon propaganda scenes. It's just funny because you know how malicious it is. It's a terrible movie. Um, my problem with Mercy is yes, there are some funny bad moments, and we'll talk about those in spoilers. And there are some pretty funny bad moments that I was laughing at in the theater. And by the way, I was the only one laughing. Um, but also in Mercy, there's like chunks of just the movie being boring. At least for me, I found the movie very
No,
boring
yeah.
in huge chunks of it. And
It definitely does not like land in the so bad that it's good category for me at least. It's
no,
just bad.
I don't think I'll ever watch Mercy again. I don't think I ever want to watch
Yeah.
Mercy again. But
I watched World of Wars again. It's fun. It's a sleepover movie. It's
I've
hilarious.
seen War of the Worlds twice, and I would happily watch it again. It's like The Room. I've seen The Room like 6 times. It gets better every single time.
Yeah,
Y
exactly.
yeah, I mean, but
But yeah,
yeah,
you're right. I do not see myself watching this movie again. It was just flop.
it's but yeah, and I think that Mercy is just more malicious in everything that it's doing and how it's portraying its message, which is very very weird.
Yes, it is.
Do you wanna do you wanna get into
I
that
wanna.
now? Because
Honestly, I'm just gonna say a few things before we get
spoilers.
into spoilers. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say this. Okay. So, obviously, no one can see this because it's a podcast, but what I have in my hand is a little ripped piece of receipt, but it's really my ticket. It's my ticket to Mercy. It's fresh in my mind because I saw it at 6:55 p.m. last night on the 30th of 2026. Theater 15, seat B9. I was the only motherfucker in the row, and that's another thing I wanted to get to because last podcast you um promoted me, you or no, that's the wrong word, but you encouraged me to watch a movie on my own
Okay,
in the
look,
theater
all I'm
alone
going to say is
because I've
Mercy may
never
not be the
done this.
best one to do that with, but how did you like the experience?
Okay. Um I think genuinely me being there alone was the best part of the whole experience for me. Because you're right, it is a vibe.
I'm
And
saying
I
with some
think it's
other
hilarious. I think
films.
it's fucking hilarious that the first movie I saw alone was Mercy. Like that is so fucking funny. I was laughing alone. I felt like a lunatic because I was like one of the only ones in theater, and I was just like sitting laughing there, cackling along. And it was great, honestly. I genuinely actually did have a good time. And
I
leaving the theater was it was a vibe too. It was
honestly,
good.
I kind of wish that I had someone with me so I could like fucking whisper in their ear and joke around about whatever the fuck was going on in this movie. Cuz this movie was really pushing limits for me. I was getting pretty bored at points in this film. And as I talked about in my review, which again you should go watch, it's fucking incredible. Um
Oh, wait,
um
hold on. Can I say the review just real quick? Can I
after I
plug it?
say what I'm going to say, but again, as I
Do it.
say in my review, at some point near the end of this movie, I kind of just checked out. Like, I'm like, I'm done with this shit. I can't anymore. Kind of just checked out, and it was just like colors flashing on the screen, and I heard sounds, but none of it was really registering with me. And I don't,
Hmm.
I'm never going to fully know the nuances of what happened in this movie, and I think I'll be okay with that. I'll rest easy knowing that. Um,
Interesting.
I
You
don't
see,
think
I guess I was kind of the opposite just because okay, well, you watched the movie before we discussed that it was going to be on the pod, but because it was on the pod, I was locked in. But if it wasn't for the pod, I it would have been a waste of time if I'm going to
I
be
mean,
completely honest with
we've
you. But
I
I
mean
was
we
locked.
texted about talking about this movie on the pod before we talked
Yeah.
about it being on the pod like officially. So like when I
Hmm.
was watching, I'm like I knew that we'd most likely talk about this on the pod just because this is a funny movie to talk about. So, you know.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. So, all right. Anybody listening this, I need you to go to Eric's YouTube channel, Zork TV, right now and watch his recent uh Mercy 2026 movie review. It is fucking incredible. Um, it is, can I say what happens or
Sure,
like
I
the
guess.
premise? Bro, it is this man. It is a what camera did you use? Is it just the dash cam?
I use the dash cam in my car, yeah.
Dude, it is just a dash cam uncut. The whole thing is uncut
No, that's not
of
true.
just
It
him.
is cut. But
Well, this one slight part is
no,
cut
there's
and
there's
there's a
multiple
little like
cuts in it. Some of them are more hidden than others, but there's some
interesting.
points where I'm just like quiet while driving and it's boring, so I cut those out. But yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Dude, props to the cuts, man. But anyway, it's him. He goes and he gets Wendy's during it. It's great. It's genuinely great. Um I had a good time. I didn't watch the full thing
Yeah,
just
cuz
because I didn't
spoilers.
see the movie yet. Speaking spoilers, yeah, so I wanted to go in blind kind of. But I would recommend checking out
You got to finish
his
it, dude. You got to
movie
finish
review.
it.
I'm going to, yeah. I got to the part where you went to Wendy's. I thought that was hilarious.
All right, yeah.
Okay. All right. But all right. I guess there's nothing really. Dude, this movie kind of is shit, so there's nothing really else to kind of talk about it.
I mean,
So
on service level,
do you want to just kind of
I would I would rate this a 1 out of 10. Like you?
me?
I swear
Okay,
if you
this is
give
where I
this like
kind
a
of have a
2 out of 10.
crisis. Well, this is where I have a crisis.
Swear
Do you
if you
see
give
what I'm
this a 2 out
saying?
of 10, dude. I
No, no,
fucking
no, no, no.
swear.
Listen, 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 listen. This movie is. I don't. Okay, I right now I have War of the Worlds at a 1 out of 10,
Okay,
which is fair.
and this
And
is a worse
I don't know,
movie.
but I enjoy. But this is a worse movie, but also I enjoyed. But I enjoyed War of the Worlds a lot more
Yeah.
than this movie. It's just I don't know. It's just like, do I rate it on my personal experience or do I rate it on the quality of the film?
I mean, whatever you
You see what I'm
want, but
saying?
like, I mean,
I'm just
I had
thinking out
fun with
loud
War of the
here.
Worlds, so that's why, like, on Letterboxd, I have War of the Worlds and a half star with a heart because I like it, and it's also a
Yeah,
terrible
that's okay.
movie.
That's fair.
This I
Yeah.
have on just a half star.
Honestly, yeah, I would do that. I was locked in though. I was genuinely call me. Oh God, I can't say that. Fuck. Never mind. I call. Gee, there's no word around to get it right. Okay. I'm just a slave, man. That's what I am. I'm a slave to mysteries. I was locked in. I was like, I wonder who it is gonna be. And even though that the twist is so fucking obvious from the very beginning, I was like, okay, how are they gonna unravel this in a very bullshit way? So I was thoroughly engaged. And that's where me and you differ because you clocked out and I was clocked in. Um, it's really bad though. Fuck. I
Okay,
don't know.
so what are you giving it?
I don't know, dude. I'd probably also 1 out of 10.
Okay, I would not
But if I
recommend this
gave it
to
a two
anyone.
out of ten,
Don't fucking watch this in a theater. Don't go to the theater to see this, man. It's not
no, you
worth it.
should.
This is
Go
like
there
this is
alone.
streaming slop. Like actually, like there's a lot of times where I see a movie on streaming and I'm like this should be in the theater. I saw that with Frankenstein, Jay Kelly, Train Dreams. This is a movie I see in the theater and I'm like I should have watched this like on Amazon Prime Video instead. Like this is prime streaming slop. I don't
Dude,
care.
what are you talking about? No, it should have gotten a theatrical release.
I mean,
Okay.
look, I am kind of
No, it should
glad I
not have.
saw it in a theater, but there's no reason this thing should be in a theater. I would have been had pretty much the same experience at home. It would have been fine, but I am kind of glad I saw it in the theater. War of the Worlds, I'm glad I saw in the theater. I mean, I'm glad. I am not glad I saw it in a theater. I'm not glad I saw it at home. I want to see War of the Worlds in a packed theater. That would be fucking amazing. Um,
Yeah. Like-minded people watching that would be peak.
uh, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what to. Whew, this is like prime streaming slop, like fucking Hallmark movies. This is like the hallmark of action movies, which we'll talk about in a sec. You know what? Before we go
Oh,
to
what are you,
spoilers,
bro?
I want to talk about Chris Pratt for a second, because I have
Oh
I have
yeah,
something to say about this.
just do it. Yeah.
So I again I talk about this in my review, but Chris Pratt is a good actor. I find him very charming.
Yeah.
I find him very funny, and he can pull off a lot. I like him a lot as Andy in Parks and Rec, and I like him a lot as Star Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's again Andy as Andy. He's incredibly funny. It might be Chris Pratt's best role as Andy in Parks and Rec. He's so funny, and he's perfect as Star Lord. He has charm. He has the charisma, and he has the humor side to him. He almost feels like a Harrison Ford-esque character, but not quite. Um, and like especially in Guardians 2 and 3 and even 1, he has to pull off some emotional stuff and it works. This movie, he has to pull off emotional stuff the entire time. At some point at the beginning, I was surprised he was genuinely trying to act in this movie and to try to give a good performance, and then it felt like in the middle he kind of clocked out. There were some moments where he was not very good in this movie.
Oh, for sure.
Um
I mean, I just feel like it's kind of like that. I mean, okay, take Ice Cube for example. I think he's a great actor. Like when he wants to be. I think he's a great actor. I think when they kind of respect maybe the script, maybe the director of the movie, or
yeah.
possibly even the message of what the
I mean,
movie's
but
trying to
like
portray.
it couldn't have
But I think
taken
there was a moment where Chris Pratt was just kind of like, okay, and realized that this shit
well,
didn't matter,
it
so he kind of
it couldn't
genuinely
have
just like,
taken Chris Pratt like more than like 3 hours to film this movie. Like
well, yeah, I mean the same thing with War of Worlds. What Ice Cube said that he didn't even like wasn't even like in physical contact with the director and or any of the
Yeah,
actors. He
so
was
it's because
literally
that was
just
filmed during
filmed
COVID,
in
and
a
it was so
room.
obvious.
God, oh my.
Um, but with Mercy here, and specifically with Chris Pratt, in recent years, he's been trying to take up like a more of an action persona. I mean, have you seen this? Like ever since Guardians 3,
Well, yeah.
he maybe even before with like
I
stuff like
even think before that. I
with
think it
stuff like the
started with
Tomorrow War.
Amazon Prime's
Yeah,
Tomorrow. Yeah.
like he's trying to take up more of an action persona. We see him doing like other like action movies. Like what's that fucking action TV series that he's in right now? Let me look this up. Give me a second. Uh um
He's a Mario Bros.
The Terminal List, that one. On that's an Amazon Prime show, or is it a movie? It's a show where he plays like
Yeah.
another like veteran action hero. It's weird because I feel like Chris Pratt could be doing better stuff than this. He could be working with great directors, could doing great stuff. He could be doing comedies. I would love to see Chris Pratt leaning into his comedy angle and doing comedies because he's very funny. Um, but like he's trying to be this serious, very dramatic action star, and he's making this action slop. That's what he's making right now. Like the Terminal
Yeah.
List and the Tomorrow War, and I'm sure there's other examples that we you could name. Um, but that's what he's making. He's making action slop.
Yeah.
It's
I
truly
mean,
like absurd and
it's
bizarre
true.
because he's kind of killing his career. He's gonna become like a Liam Neeson or a Jason Statham, more like a Jason Statham because Liam Neeson still gets work and good stuff, but he also does some
Well,
action
yeah.
slop. Um, who else? Like fucking Gerard Butler. Like he's trying to end up in that category, and I don't know why he's specifically trying. Like even like Nicolas Cage does action slop like this. Like
I
I
think
don't know
it's
why
just
he's
because it's
specifically
kind of like,
trying to get into this like
well,
this
I think I know why.
this level of stardom. Like I can't. I don't understand why. He has
Well,
so
it's
much potential as a
because,
star, and he has time to turn himself around. He does.
well,
I
dude,
know there's some
I
controversy
don't,
around
I
him right
genuinely
now,
don't
but
think he cares. I'm not even gonna lie. I
I
do
don't think
not
he
think
cares
Chris
either.
Pratt
I think
raps,
he's
bro.
literally only there for a
He's just
check.
doing it for the money. Yeah,
Yeah.
for the check, and then he goes home to his family, and like whatever. It's whatever, dude.
I think it's absurd, and I think it's a waste of his talent. But
Well, I mean, sure, sure, but he's just it's like a job. It's
I mean,
literally his job,
fair enough. But
kind of like whatever. And action movies I hear are like fun-ish to film, So I assume that he's just kind of doing it and then like getting paid and then going home like a job. It's scheduled. But yeah, I mean I guess I don't know. He did kind of try, but like there's only so much you can do with this fucking like script, dude.
I feel
It
like
is
he was
bad.
trying at the beginning and clocked out right in the middle.
Dude, I think he clocked out even before that. I think he clocked out like in the first 15 minutes.
The other
And I'm
thing I
not
want
even
to talk
joking.
about is Rebecca Ferguson, who plays the AI in this movie. She plays the Mercy AI. She's just standing around talking to him the entire time. She probably stood in front of like a blue screen and just had to speak to the camera on all her lines. It probably took her less time to film this than it did for Chris Pratt. I don't think they were even in the same room together. I mean,
Took
she's
her like a
basically
day.
doing a voice acting role, right?
I mean, for sure, yeah. Yeah, no, it literally
And
is just that.
and the thing about I mean, well, she is like physically there. That is Rebecca Ferguson as being filmed. It's pretty much glorified voice acting. Um, one thing I will say is that like Rebecca Ferguson, unlike Chris Pratt, is actually doing great shit. Like she is actually actively trying to do like good movies, and she has a good career. So
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah, I
not.
think, and I also think that she's probably like the best performance of the movie.
I
I don't know.
it's I don't even know how you judge that. Other characters are like unknown actors to like TV actors, so it's hard to. Uh, I mean, and I'm sure they all do great work, but I'm just not familiar with any of their stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Rebecca Ferguson acted in this because she could honestly do better stuff, but I don't know.
Money, bro.
I still think she'll do better
It's
stuff.
literally an easy fucking paycheck, bro. It's like, yeah, okay, so here's his pitch.
I mean,
You're
fair
gonna go
enough.
in, you're gonna go
Fair.
in for like a week, and you're gonna look at a camera. We're gonna you're gonna be an AI lady, right? And you're just gonna read your lines, okay? And then we'll give you like $3 million. And she's like, yeah, I'll do it. I would do that shit, bro. Come on.
How much? Okay, how
I
much?
mean,
I'm gonna look this. How much did they get paid? I want to
look it
know.
up. You're Jamie's pulling up the thing. But in the meantime,
Chris Pratt
I think
collected 10.8 million. Oh wait, no. The film collected 10.8 million. I'm an idiot. Okay. Um.
so how much is it? Did
I
he get
don't
paid?
think. I don't think that he pulled in. I don't know if that money is reported. But the movie pulled in about 11.2 million in its opening weekend, in box office worldwide, I believe. Let me check its estimated budget. I wanna see how much this thing cost. Um, okay, so it collected about 20 million worldwide as of right now, in its second second weekend, just starting its second weekend. And its budget is 60 million estimated. So yeah, maybe between 15 and 20 million is probably what Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson were paid for this. Maybe even more, considering how cheaply this movie was made. Well, it looks like it was made, but $60 million budget is insane. What I will say is, Luke, have you seen The Brutalist, the film?
No, actually, I started it. Got a little bit into it. Yeah,
It's phenomenal, but you know that movie cost $10 million to make, right?
actually, I did
Like
not know
it's
that it was
it's
that
filmed
cheap.
it's filmed entirely in VistaVision. It has some of the best actors working today in it. It looks beautiful, and it's an incredible movie, and it cost $10 million to make. So since that movie cost $10 million, that means I could never give a pass to any movie for having too low of a budget. I'm sorry. Like even movies like fucking Clerks, which I don't even know how much that movie was made, like $5,000. It's a great film, and
Yeah,
it's made cheaply. I can't give any movie a pass for having that low of a budget, especially $60 million. That's six times
yeah, that's
the budget of The
ridiculous.
Brutalist.
That's
The Brutalist
ridiculous.
is literally like pretty much 4 hours long, and this is 90 minutes of slop. Dude, it has to be a money laundering scheme. It has to be.
Probably, but also most of that money's going to Chris Pratt
Yeah.
and the talent. Um, I don't know where. I don't know. The director of this movie is genuinely, he's gonna he's reshaping Hollywood.
What else has this guy done?
He's reshaping Hollywood because the movie is just
The
so
director is
incredible.
named Timur Bekmambetov. Bekmambetov. I do not know how to pronounce that correctly. Let's see what else he has done. He has directed the Netflix V2 Escape from Hell, Profile, Yoki
Ooh,
5, the Ben Hur remake, Yoki 1914, and a Linkin Park music video. Oh, he directed Wanted. He directed Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, 6 Degrees of Celebration.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, he directed Wanted, which is like the only known movie on here. And I want to see the writer specifically because this movie's writing is pretty off the walls
Oh,
terrible.
it's like Bell Van. I actually, yeah, the first
Marco
thing I
Van
did
Bell.
is
Marco
I
Van Bell.
looked Marco. I looked him up,
Oh my
and
God.
I
He's
think I
only
noticed him on a video.
he's only written 2 movies, Mercy and the 2014 movie named Arthur and Merlin.
Arthur and
What
Merland.
the fuck is this?
I
What's the
remember
budget of
that one.
this? This is a $3,000 budget and has a
Oh
4.4 on
brother.
IMDb.
Honestly, wow. So he wrote 2 movies. Good call for getting that guy in.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Well, let's get the
let's just we're
spoilers.
beating around the bush. Let's just do it. Okay,
Well, I think
three,
we had some
two,
necessary
one.
conversations there, but
Spoilers.
spoilers.
All right. So my favorite part of the movie by far is that you get into the movie and the movie kind of it gets right to the point, right? Like, look, all this crime is taking over, and there's criminals on the street, and we have to
Oh
protect
my
our
god,
society from these criminals.
that bullshit. Ugh. They have this. So in the movie, they have this city. It takes place in L.A., I believe. It's another chapter into one
Yes.
of the great L.A. mystery movies, just like Chinatown. Um,
Woo! This
uh,
movie's better than Chinatown, bro.
Jesus Christ, man. But in the city, there's like these red zones, and that's where they put all like the drug dealers and the criminals and like the homeless people are all in those red zones. You're not allowed to go there, and that's how they keep the normal city going fine. It's because they stick all the people they don't like in different zones in the city, and that's where all the crime happens, of course. So
And literally all of Hollywood is a crime. Like the Strip is a crime zone,
yeah,
and I think that is fucking hilarious.
I mean,
Um,
and of course like. And I mean that's very malicious, like in general. The fact that, and I think this movie. So what I was saying again in my review is just, this movie touches on a lot of subjects. First off, surveillance state and this kind of like dystopian society. It touches on AI and technology, and I think the
mhm.
movie is trying to condemn that, but it's not doing it well, and it does it so
I don't
badly
think it
that it
is.
ends up coming out as like it ends up coming off as like pro this, like it is pro like just
Yeah.
throwing homeless people in these red zones and just not thinking about them. It is
Well,
pro,
absolutely.
and we see, and in these
Mercy
videos at the
program. It is
like in the
the
opening
mercy
montage.
program at the end of the movie. It does not like get
No,
well. Okay, we don't know this because the movie kind of just ends, but it's implied that the mercy program is just continues to happen,
well, no,
and
the
it is
mercy program
insane.
is seen as a good
We'll get
thing.
to that later.
No,
Huh?
he and Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson are like buddy cops in this movie. They're like friends. They get to know each other and get to be good friends at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
And at the end of the
It's
movie,
bad.
at the end of the
It's
movie,
pro.
Chris Pratt is like human or AI. We both make
We all
mistakes.
make mistakes. It's
Yeah,
great, right? Like that's a perfect moral to end your movie.
and I
Oh
mean,
God, I
in the
think that
opening
was genuinely the
montage of the
worst
movie,
part.
we see like SWAT officers in these like fucking red zones, and we see them like beating homeless people and shit. It's hilarious, and it's also very malicious, and it's just immoral. Um,
And
and
it is
I
crazy. It is
think we see
insane.
Chris Pratt like beating homeless people. I don't know, but I remember something about
No,
some
no,
officers
yeah,
beating homeless people.
it's well, okay. So it's fresh in my mind, as you may know. But in the opening, there's kind of like a drone shot or whatever
Yeah,
the fuck, going over the red zones, and they're just tents, just like hundreds of tents on the street,
yeah,
and
no,
they're
but
all in the middle of the street,
I remember
and
some
there's
kind of
like
officer beating homeless people
some
in this movie.
yeah, I there is there's a cop car, and they're like just kind of like ripping drugs from someone, but I don't know, it's like I thought the whole point of the red zone is that you kind of just contain them. Why would a cop be in the middle of that? You know what I'm saying? Just let them do their thing, you know? Like
Like an Arkham
it's
City
just
type of thing.
insane. It's just crazy. It is insane. And the yeah, like the
And
underlying like
so,
tone
and
is
don't
so
worry,
not good.
that's not the only malicious thing about this movie. And the next thing is we have a surveillance state. And so again, in all of these like stupid screen movies, because all the information has to be communicated through video, there's pretty much like what's really one of the biggest issues with these screen movies is that everyone's always recording at the most convenient time, or there's a camera at every single crevice of everywhere that it needs to be, like a security camera or something. Now, what's
Oh yeah.
great about War of the Worlds that this actually fixes that issue, because guess what? We live in a surveillance state now, so there is actually just a camera in every single crevice of this fucking city. Everything is monitored at the same time, and I don't remember what it's called. I don't think it's called Mercy. Is it? It's this something cloud, and like everything that's on every single camera, everything on everyone's phones, information is all uploaded to this one big cloud. Is it like the municipal cloud or something like that?
That's exactly what it is, the
Yes.
municipal cloud. And
Yes.
honestly, I think that's probably like, I mean, yeah, I think that idea is probably like interesting, just a little bit. Looks like literally everywhere you go,
This
everything you do will always be surveyed.
Yeah, this like well,
And I
I mean,
think
this is like a real
maybe
thing.
that's
They do this in China.
yeah.
Like, I mean, and it's not this is not the first film to tackle that either. And obviously, it's very interesting to tackle these ideas of like surveillance state and like police state and Patriot Act stuff. Like we see this done in like the fucking Dark Knight, if you remember that.
Yeah, I do
and
remember that.
and they talk about the morals of it, and it's still pretty weird in that movie. That's like the one thing that's like the issue with that movie is like, but I still like that they still talk about the morals of it, and Lucius Fox like blows up the entire system. So, but yes, and the surveillance state is actually like never condemned in this movie because like Chris Pratt uses it to get out of his crime, and it's never condemned. I mean, it's so weird. It's like it's pro. Yeah, it feels pro surveillance state,
Yes,
pro
it
police
is.
state, pro Patriot Act. It's weird.
Well, yeah, it is weird. It's Amazon MGN
Yeah.
slop,
Oh my god.
genuine
Also,
propaganda
everything is filmed on
slop.
Ring cameras here, which is hilarious.
Oh God, I
And
mean, okay,
you know
I
Ring is
think it
owned by
would be a
Amazon,
good
right?
idea. Huh?
You know Ring is owned by Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's just funny that everything's owned by on Ring cameras. It's not it doesn't feel it, as it's not as funny as like the fucking Amazon drone delivering him like the USB
No,
drive in
that's
War
the
of
thing.
the
It's not
Worlds.
funny. It's concerning,
It's
bro. That's what it is.
it's terribly concerning. And the final part is it's pro AI. Like it is pro.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's bring in the mercy system in real life. It worked for this
AI or
character.
human, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Is so like
It's
insane,
such a
and
it's a
it
tone
leaves a
deaf
sour
movie.
taste in
It's
your
it's
mouth.
it's one of the most tone deaf movies I've ever seen.
I know. Okay. Ugh. Let's talk about this from chronological order. Okay.
Well, we just
So,
talked about the opening scene and like the world introduced and how malicious it is.
yes.
So,
So let's talk about that's basically the premise, right? So, after she explains all that shit, we then boom, opening shot. It's like the camera does this fucking whip like of
okay,
Chris
one
Pratt
thing I'll have to say.
rippers out and he's in his cuck chair, okay? And he's like and then the camera go woo and then the camera like there's okay, there actually is I don't know. There's a shot where he's like, there's multiple shots in the movie where he is. It's like his face is on the left of the screen, and then in the foreground almost is like a projection of someone or something that he's like interacting with,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
it's a hologram movie. Unlike War of the Worlds, where the technology's modern in that movie, this is like more futuristic. So all the screens are like
Yeah.
holograms. So they had to work a little bit more. They had to pay some CGI people in this movie a little bit more, right? And also one thing
And you know
you
what? For the most part, the effects aren't horrible for those like specific times. There
it
are
gets bad
times in
at
the
some
movie where
points.
there's bad. Yeah, like at the we'll talk about that later, but for the most part, it's like it's it's very passable in my opinion. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
if the movie was
Okay, but
better,
if I walked
like
if I walked in like if I walked in the kitchen and my parents were watching that movie and it was like kind of near that beginning part, I wouldn't assume that the movie was great, but I would just assume that it was just a kind of a basic action movie. Does that make
I mean,
sense?
fair
Like,
enough. Like
if I walk in seeing War of Worlds, I would be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" You know? But on a
yeah,
glance, it's not too
and I
crazy.
think this movie's much worse in its writing and its premise, but um
No, that's where
yeah,
that's where
what I will say
obtains
about
its one.
the CGI is that bad CGI has never been like a huge hindrance on a movie for me. Like if the movie's really great, the bad CGI is something you can forgive. Have you
Yeah,
ever
me
seen
neither.
Bong Joon-ho's The Host?
No, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
use an example
Well,
here.
I was
I'm
about
gonna
to use an
say,
example. So like
yeah, you can say that.
there's a sea monster in that movie, and I'm gonna be honest, the CGI is terrible. The sea monster is fully CGI. It looks fake as shit. It actually looks like Asylum level like CGI, if you know what I'm saying.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's that bad, and the sea monster is on screen for a majority of the movie. But the movie is so fucking good that it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. And I also, I say the same thing because right now, currently, I'm not done with it yet. And I'm not going to spoil it here, but I'm just going to say I'm currently watching a HBO show, The Sopranos,
Oh
and
yeah. Oh.
it has great
Oh,
effects,
I
it
know
has
what you're
great
talking about.
practical effects,
I know
but
what you're talking about.
there are parts in there are parts in the show like most of the time the gunshots look great and like the action is really well coordinated, but there are parts in the show where like let's say they shoot a gun and they shoot a guy, and it's very obviously just kind of like a
Oh,
like a
you're not talking about
like a
this. There's a
being
famous example of bad
overlaid.
CGI from The Sopranos.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about. I don't think I've gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So yeah,
Okay, I
but
thought you were talking about that.
no, but but that doesn't like I notice it, but it doesn't take me out because this shit's so good. Because the writing's good and the acting's good,
Again, it doesn't fucking matter.
and it doesn't matter. Yeah, like so you can have a movie with shitty CGI, and it still be gripping and engaging and have some heart and directing.
The other
But
thing,
this movie is kind of like okay, I don't think the CGI in this movie is like abhorrent.
it gets bad
It's
at some
definitely
points. It
bad,
gets
and
pretty bad at some points.
it gets pretty bad, but it's nothing
Well,
like
one
abhorrent.
thing I will say is that when the movie is so good, it's so strong that you could ignore some of its weaker elements. Like I'll talk about this year's Sinners. There's a lot of elements about Sinners that I find weak, but the movie is so fucking strong that the weaker elements almost feel like strength to it, or can even be fully ignored because the rest of the movie is so strong. And and it's the same thing with Bong Joon-ho's The Host. It's the same thing with a lot of movies. Like pretty much every great movie has some bad elements to it and some weak elements. I mean, I think every movie does. I
Well,
don't
I'm
know
gonna
if there's
use an
like
example that you might get mad at me for.
what
Okay, great movie,
No Other
incredible
Choice, the
movie.
fart sound.
No, that's baby shit. Fart sounds funny. It adds to the movie. It makes it better because they don't take themselves too
I wouldn't. So
seriously.
it
At
takes
least
me out a
that's how I
little
see
bit
it.
of the film, but
In my opinion, it doesn't take me. It didn't really take me out at all.
okay. But
Because, but okay. I'm gonna use this as an example. Don't get on me for this. Taxi Driver. Beautiful movie.
yeah,
Gorgeous.
yeah.
Martin Scorsese. It's a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
The final kind of gun shootout scene. I think it's a little sloppy. It's a little bit sloppy. It's a little bit weird when you look back at it.
I mean, I
Pretty
guess.
slow
And again, I
and
mean,
kind of
you
not
know
good. But
about
like that doesn't hinder my
yeah.
experience because I
Well,
still felt the
I think
intensity of
part of
that
the reason
moment.
why is the color of the blood, and you know why the blood is that color in that scene,
Well, I
right?
actually don't know. It's not that. It's literally just
Oh,
the it's just the blocking.
the
I just
choreography
don't.
and the
I just
blocking.
block.
I
Yeah,
mean, fair enough.
that's
I
where
mean,
I
I
think it
like
falls
it,
to.
but I'm not gonna say that's the strongest scene in that film.
Exactly, but it
But I
doesn't
mean,
matter
it's
because that
necessary and it
scene still
works.
holds its yeah, and
No,
it still
yeah.
holds its
Um,
in my opinion.
there's
So
I watched a movie recently called A Poet, which was really great, and it had a lot of actual weaknesses to it, but it ended up landing really well at the end. That I ended up really enjoying it by the end because it just landed so well. But and so as we say this for great movies, I think it's the opposite for bad movies as well. If a movie is
yes,
so bad, then that terrible CGI becomes so noticeable. That terrible moment of editing becomes so noticeable. That bad sound design, maybe that 1 second of that bad sound effect, which wouldn't really be noticed that much in like a great movie like No Other Choice, is fucking is so much more noticeable in a bad movie because everything is so much worse. It's not supporting that so well that it is noticeable and it becomes such a hindrance on the film. I think personally.
exactly. No, exactly. That was a pretty great point that we did there. That being
Um,
said,
well, one other
let's go
thing I
into
want to
my
say about
favorite
what you
part.
just said is that
Yeah.
one other thing you talked about the camera zooming around. I fucking hate how the camera whips around in this movie. It
Yeah,
sucks so much. How the camera like
you see
jumps
the
around from
crane
screen to
like
screen and it's whipping around all over the place. Like I said,
and it has that
it's like
sound effect. It's got
it's a baby movie. It's like it's
a
terrible.
TikTok
It's
movie.
trying to it's trying to keep you like it's like made perfectly for streaming because everything about the plot is explained 100 times in detail, so you can watch it while looking at your phone, and the camera whips around and there's so much colors and shit all over the place that like you're interested in looking at the screen and you're keeping glued to the screen. And again, you know about Netflix malicious practices in their like TV show and movies, especially with the newer season of Stranger Things. You know about how they're mandating that shows have dialogue that talk
Yes.
about what's
Yeah,
so
I did
obvious
see
what's
that.
going on the screen so people can like watch with their phones.
Yes, legal. Okay, so it's called yeah, it's literally
It's called
it's
two
like a
screen.
brand new formula that these streaming services like Netflix and Amazon and like um
Yeah, I think it's
I
just
wouldn't say I
Netflix
wouldn't really
adopting it
say
right now.
Max. I wouldn't say
But
Max right now,
but I think more and
but
more
like
services are
yeah,
adopting it. And I think this is
for
specifically
sure.
adopting that as well.
It's insane. It's insane because
Well,
you're in a theater. Like you're
yeah,
like you shouldn't be on your phone. I mean, like obviously people get on their phones in theaters, but like you shouldn't be on your phone because you're in a theater. The plot shouldn't be explained 50 million times to you.
very clearly. And I love
Okay.
the characters like explaining what they're doing. Okay, I'm gonna be
Oh my
doing
God.
this. Um,
It is so insane. I think okay.
One other thing I'll
Oh,
say about what Netflix is doing is it's very noticeable when you start noticing it. But in especially the new season of Stranger Things, they're it seems like they're making, and this is just a theory that people are having, but I think it's true, that it seems like they're mandating that they film it where the characters are in middle frame so they can crop down the scenes and post them on like TikTok and like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels.
yes. It's literally it's perfected in a lab
Yeah,
to bring as many people in as possible. And
it's
clearly it worked because we're talking about it right now.
what Mercy. Mercy is not
Stranger
doing well at the
Things.
box. Oh, Stranger Things. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
everyone's talking about
I
Stranger
mean,
Things,
fuck,
and I don't
dude.
think,
It's so
honestly, what I'm
insane.
gonna say is I don't think if Stranger Things 5 came out in the state that it was, just like without the notoriety that the show already had, I don't think it would be even be close to being as popular.
Well, yeah, no,
And I don't
of
think it
course.
would even have as many defenders because, yeah, obviously, like you can tell by this fucking movie, which is not doing well at the box office. No one's wanting to go see this.
Dude, what are you talking about? I read a headline that was like, Avatar is begging for mercy as Mercy wins 11.5 million and takes it away at the box office. And I thought that was hilarious because Avatar's been out for like months.
Yeah, and
And
Avatar's
like
already also crossed a
the fact
billion.
I know, and the fact that it's like like at the moment was getting more than a brand new Chris Pratt movie is kind of pathetic. So whatever
I
they
just
want to
don't
tell
see like normal
themselves.
people wanting to watch this, and it's proven because like my theater was like, it wasn't the emptiest thing in the world, but it wasn't full at all. And in
I
recent
don't
years,
know.
and in
I don't
recent
know
months,
about that.
actually, I've been to more full theaters. Like my theater, my screening for Marty Supreme was surprisingly pretty packed. Like I'm surprised how many
Yeah,
people
mine
went to go
was
see that
not.
movie. Um,
But okay,
and like
I do kind of
no other
disagree
choice is
with you
actually doing
there.
well at the box office as well. So, which is a great thing. People are going to go see no other choice. So,
Yo, yeah. Okay, Eric, though. Okay. You said something just a moment ago. You said that you don't see many people like want to watch that movie, and that's fair. I think that you I think that you probably surround yourself with the like how am I gonna put this? Like-minded people.
uh,
But fuck, dude. I
no,
literally the
I
entire
can, I have some other things that I could say, but I am not surrounded by like-minded people to me. I'm gonna say like a
Okay,
majority of my friend group does not think the same way that I do, and that's fine. I still like my friends, but I'm just saying. At
they're
least like my immediate friend
just
group.
different.
I am friends with some people who think like me, but like what I
But none
am.
of them that would like enjoy this movie, right?
No, I don't think anyone that I know would
See,
enjoy
that's
this
what I'm
movie.
saying. That's what I'm saying right for my
When
point
I
that I'm making right here. Because I personally, I put in my mind, I was watching the movie and I was like, bro, this movie's shit, but like I can name like multiple people that I know that would like eat
really,
this up. Yes, bro. It is like the
I
ultimate. Think about it. It is the ultimate. Like totally see some like middle-aged like dad. Like just think of a good
I
old
mean,
dad who
yeah,
goes home after work and pops a beer
I
and
can
like
see
sits
that.
down. I see it, dude. I see it so
But what I
clearly.
am
It
saying is
is
that this is just not
crazy.
doing well at the box office, and people aren't willing to go out and pay, go to get out of their house and pay money to go see this.
I suppose my theater surprisingly, I mean, I was the only one in my row. I was in the second row. No one in the first row, obviously. But in the back there was like I don't even know. There was people. There was like quite a few people back there. Um, like 12 maybe, which is more than I thought because I was like, okay, bro, this is a 6:55 showing of this. Um, and I don't know, I think most of them were actually like me. They went to see with their friends because
So they could review it
my
on their
theater was
podcast.
My theater was hollering, bro. Like there were moments of the movie where everyone just started laughing, and it was supposed to be serious. So I genuinely do think that people just came with their friends because they heard how bad it
Imagine
was.
there's like a Minecraft like level like moment with this movie where people like yelling in theaters. They're like
Or they're
crisp that
probably,
chair, and they're yelling when he says different
I
things.
think the moment
They're
when he
all they're
says,
all.
when he says, "I did not hurt her," I think that should have been the.
I laughed so hard, and like I could tell like the old people close to me were like pissed that I was laughing at that. But I'm like I can't help myself. That fucking was hilarious.
Dude, I mean, yeah, it's so bad. And I think what's the funniest thing is just like you see, obviously there's a timers, and this movie does for the most part run like in real time of what's happening. Like, there's no like, I mean, I'm sure they cheese it a little bit because it's an hour 40 and like, but
Well,
and the
no, he
final
gets
like
out of
10 minutes of the
yeah
movie.
when he gets out of the
Well, yeah,
mercy
but then
court.
there's I guess, but it's I think it's a little cheese because. I mean, maybe the last sequence when he gets out of the Mercy Court to the end credits is like 7 minutes, and then the opening it before they start the timer is like 3 minutes.
And we have to also
So,
include credits.
oh my God. So I suppose, but okay. Oh my God.
Honestly, I
Um,
think I think the entire Mercy Court stuff is like an hour and 20, and I think like, and then I
yeah,
think like that last 10 minutes is allocated to like the opening and the ending sequence and the credits. So I don't know. I don't
exactly.
really care that much. This is an
But
irrelevant
for the
conversation.
most part, this movie happens in real time. Like you're following Chris Pratt basically uncut for just well not uncut but you know what I'm saying like just for an hour and 30 trying to figure this out,
Chris Pratt's
right?
uncut.
And you see him what? And you see this man in real time grieve his wife, and I think it's the funniest shit ever. Like it is so
What?
like
Yeah, no, it is. It is
like
funny.
bro, come on. Like he
There's some
literally
very
it's like
specific scenes that
30
I laughed at.
it's not even like it's like oh my God, and then it's like that's it.
There's
And then it's like all right, well it looks like and then also for the longest time I thought this motherfucker did it because like he like I feel like it's not that hard to like not be that suspicious.
oh
Do you know what I'm
come
saying? And I
on,
think the movie
come
was
on.
trying to
He
like
obviously didn't do it. He's the fucking hero. This movie. This is the kind of movie that does not have the balls to pull off a twist like that, dude.
I know, and that is a shame because I actually went and I was like I thought it was gonna go in a much interesting way. And I know I
How?
guess it's
Why did you
shame on
think
me for
that?
having
When the
high
movie presents
expectations
itself
for
as
Mercy.
oh my god, when the movie
But it's
presents
just
itself like it does, why do you give it like expectations like that? It's obviously not going to fulfill that. It's not
well,
obviously not going to do anything
I thought my
interesting.
expectation was that it was just gonna be really like shitty, like just the whole movie, and then the end it was gonna conclude that Mercy was like actually just the evildoer framing this guy. Like that's what I thought was gonna happen. Um, but like it seems so like obvious that he did it, which I think was the intended effect for like the middle-aged white women and and their husbands that were gonna watch this movie.
Well,
Like
the
that's the
mystery doesn't
audience,
even
right?
make sense at some points, and
No,
it's
it is so insane. It is crazy. Also, I thought it was funny because a lot of people in their reviews obviously are making fun of the chair, uh, often referring to it as the cuck chair,
well, it is,
and I thought that was hilarious. And
especially
I
by
didn't
these.
actually know that in the movie he like actually watches a fucking video of. I mean, he doesn't like watch it in graphic
But like
detail.
he
It is
watches, yeah, he watches
PG-13,
his wife and
but he
his.
watches his wife get fucking cucked by this fucking like Jesus Christ, dude, it is so fucking
That was
funny.
so
I
funny, yeah.
also laugh for that part. And then,
Um,
bro, and then there's like his daughter has like a secret Instagram account, and she's
and
like
she's like, yeah,
smoking carts and like
I don't know how
vapes
she didn't
and
find that. One thing
weed.
I'll say about that, that's so unrealistic. Because what I will say, the Instagram algorithm is so much better than you would like it to be. That's all I'm saying. Because it
I
spies on you
suppose,
so much.
but you
Like, it's
can
just,
block people on
yeah, no,
Instagram.
you can. But all I'm saying is it recommends me like accounts of people. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this person. Like I talk to them. Like I used to work with them, but I have not spoken to them since like a while ago. How does Instagram know I worked with this person? Like,
Well, I suppose, but I'm actually gonna. This is crazy, but I'm actually gonna defend the movie real quick because I doubt that the parents have Instagram. I think they have like
no,
and
I
they
think I think it
barely go
shows
on
the
their
mom's
Instagram.
Instagram account at one point.
Well, perhaps, but I'm sure that because it
Yeah,
was a
I'm sure she
secret
blocked him,
Instagram account,
but
she just blocked it, and it's
yeah.
like easier said than like acts
But like
surprisingly.
she's
But
talking to like some shirtless dude on like FaceTime,
oh
and
god,
she's like
that
he's like
was
getting
also
ready to
fucked because
like
he's actually getting cooked. Like it's crazy.
uh
It is bad. It is bad, dude.
what I will
Um,
do you want to keep talking about this movie chronologically, or just want to keep going on these weird tangents?
I mean, we can go on the tangents, but for the most part, I'll structure it like with my next thing. But what
All
are you
right.
gonna say?
Nothing. I do you want to keep going chronologically, or do you want to go on weird tangents? Because that's some weird tangent stuff to say, but
Go on the
well,
weird tangent right now. Do it. Just do it.
okay. Well, so one big thing about this movie, which actually now thinking about it, I realize is also maybe malicious. I think this movie might also be offensive to people who are like maybe struggling in their marriage or people who are alcoholic.
Yeah, dude, I
I
could totally see
and
that.
so a big part of this movie is that part of the evidence that Chris Pratt murdered his wife is that he was struggling with his marriage, and there's like videos of them arguing, and he was also an alcoholic. And what I will say, these videos of him arguing with his wife are kind of funny as hell. That's all I'm gonna
Oh
say.
my God.
Now, this does
No,
not
I
make me want
totally
to
see
root for
what you're
Chris Pratt as a
saying.
character, though, which sucks. Because he's, like, pulling knives on his wife, and he's yelling at her and being, like, genuinely, like, pretty abusive to her.
No,
Which, like,
he's insane.
the movie does play it as that. But it's like you're trying to be sympathetic to him at the same time. Like, I can't, like, watch a video of you pulling a
No.
knife on your wife and then be sympathetic for you the second after. I'm sorry. I can't.
Also, yeah, it's insane. Also, if I was him, I would just like because I know how the Mercy Court works. I fucking made it. Well, he didn't make it, but I promote it. Like I know the ins and outs of it. Why didn't he just tell the Mercy Court right away? Look, I know I didn't kill my wife. Okay,
Yeah,
the reason I have
dude.
blood on my shirt is because I dropped her favorite vase because I'm an asshole and I feel bad. Like that like literally the first 45 minutes are completely pointless because there's a part in the movie like there's a part in the movie like shortly after the whole daughter thing and like the AI basically just giving the audience spoon feeding how awful this guy is and also not making like him more likable in the chair because he's kind of like yeah I know I'm a bad guy, right? So there's a part where he's kind of silent and he literally almost gives up. He almost tells the AI I'm guilty, like he almost does, and then he's
Yeah.
like when I
And the
went
AI
home I
tells
dropped
him
it. Like
not
why
to.
didn't you just get to that fucking part,
And
dude?
so
What
well,
the fuck?
there's that's a big problem with me in this movie. There's so many points where like this movie tries to be so cool with all these twists and turns. And again, I'm gonna go on a tangent, but one of my biggest pet peeves in movies is when they try to put in a twist just to put in a twist. They put in a twist just for you to go, oh my god, that twist was so big. But I think what these writers of these movies are missing is that the biggest twists are like fully ingrained to why the movie works. Let's take Fight Club. It is the most like um, iconic twist in film history. That the movie of Fight Club only works because of that twist, right? And the entire movie is building up to that twist, and everything about that movie is constructed around that twist, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And but this
It's
movie
the best.
it tries to be have twists and turns at pretty much every second, and it just doesn't work because all it's trying to do is just give a shock to the audience. It's trying to give like a cheap emotion from the audience without actually, building up to that cheap emotion and giving a real reasonable payoff. And what really pisses me off about this entire movie is that so many points Chris Pratt's like, well, I actually have been lying to you this entire time, and there's something I haven't been telling you. And he's playing all these stupid fucking games while he's on the clock about to get executed. It's just so unbelievable. I wouldn't believe that this guy would lie so much or keep so many things from this AI while he's like on the clock about to be executed. It just doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it is insane. It is so insane because like okay, I'm gonna go back to the Chris Pratt arguing with his wife thing because you're right. That shit was kind of funny, even though if it was fucked
Okay,
up.
one other funny
Um,
thing that I want to say. There's a
made
moment
me
in
a
the
worse
movie
person.
where they this will make me sound like a terrible person, where he's like drunk in the
No, no,
bar
no,
and
just
he's like
say it.
running from the police.
Oh fuck. Oh
That's
fight,
that was
fight.
the
Oh,
funniest
it
part of the
was the
movie.
funniest shit. Oh my God. I don't know why, but like the
Dude,
choreo
I was
of him just like getting
I
slammed.
was fucking cackling like a hyena. Like the blocking and the choreography in that was so terrible. And he's like acting drunk. It's hilarious, dude. It's so funny.
Yes. it is super funny. Oh my God. That's another, and he's like, I don't even remember that. It is great. It is genuinely great. Also another funny part is there's a flashback sequence, believe it or not, which is actually kind of weird because it's not shown to him. It's one of the only parts in the movie where it's kind of just the movie showing what happened. I don't think he's being shown this. Um, and we learn that one of his best friend, his partner, is basically he got murdered in the line of duty, pulling over this guy, right?
Oh no, no, he
And
was
I
being
think
shown
that
that. He was being shown that on video.
really because
Yeah, yeah, he was. And
that's even worse because I feel like why would you show that like, oh
I
God,
don't fucking remember.
for the audience?
That's like one of the that's one of the moments where Chris Pratt just goes on weird tangents that aren't like involved with his murder. That is only for information for the audience. Yeah, and
I know,
the
and it's insane because why would you bring that up? Because it
I
shows his motive, because it shows like, yeah, maybe he resents his wife and averted back to drinking, because, he could have done something if he wasn't on his phone with his wife.
oh my
And
god,
that's just so
dude,
insane.
and
It
that's
is
such
it
a weird moment
Oh
too.
God. It is really weird. Yeah, it's like,
His friend
and
gets
they got the
shot,
guy
and then
from the
his
911 show.
oh yeah, is it the same guy?
Yes, it's the same guy. It's the same
Oh my
guy.
god, I
And it's like so funny because he doesn't even get shot. Like when I heard the gunshot, I was like, oh, so he got shot. No, he doesn't get shot. Like he, and I don't
no,
know
he
why
does
they
get
did
shot.
this.
He does get shot, and he's
No,
sitting in the car
but what?
bleeding out, and he's like, "Yeah, no, don't take me to the hospital. Go get that guy." Like anyone would fucking say that.
No, it was insane. Oh, that's right. He gets shot, but I think what's funny, and it doesn't even explain this, is he for some reason he doesn't run to the passenger seat. He runs in front of the hood of the car, and then the car that they pulled over just backs up in front of them, and he's just like, ah, like to the camera, and I don't know why. Like obviously some people in my audience were like, but like I was fucking like
Oh
holding my
yeah.
laughter in because of that
No, I was laughing.
that
I
that
wasn't holding my
and then it
laughter in.
just hard cuts to them in the car again. It's like how did he get in the car? Like did they just drive off? Like I think he would just be dead right there.
Ugh. That's one
Um
other thing. There's a lot of hard cuts in this movie, or like glitches. Like there's like a moment when the camera will glitch, and then a character will be somewhere, and like, yeah, yeah, it would have been useful information to show me how the character got into that situation.
no, it is insane.
It's not like
It
it
is
doesn't even
insane.
like add to the mystery at all. It just like I don't know. It just like subtracts from your enjoyment of the film.
Absolutely. And the fucking officer or detective Shack in her fucking like hovermobile like going around LA just like whipping around it. And then he goes and gets the guy that's cheating on his wife or his wife is cheating on him with. Oh my God, that whole like a chase scene and he's like a sous chef at some place and
Yeah.
there's a part where he pulls up like a fucking like Instagram reel video of this guy like, "All right guys, today we're gonna make some filet mignon." And then it's like as he's getting like I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I thought that was funny. But I don't know if I was laughing with the movie or at the movie for that one. I
And
think at
then
the movie,
and he
but
was
it's fucking
and the chef was
hilarious.
like and he's like, I was just giving your wife what she wasn't getting. It was so funny and so stereotypical.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like he's the best character unironically in the movie. Like everything he does is completely justifiable. Like I genuinely did enjoy him because yeah, he's like I'm giving your wife what you never gave her, and like just he's just cooking, you know.
And
He's
also,
he's off. Oh, here's another weird thing. Can I say this real quick? Like
yeah,
every every time like a bit like okay, so Detective Shack then detains him, which obviously later on in the movie we learn that Detective Shack is like the villain, so it kind
she's
of
like,
makes sense
well,
that
she's
like
one of them. She's like hiding evidence
she's
and
one of them,
stuff.
yeah, I suppose. So it makes sense that maybe like we could see her in a bad light, but the way I saw that was just like encourage police brutality. Like, hey, why are you arresting me? Because you're what'd she say? It's like classic.
I don't
Because
know.
you're resisting arrest. And
Yeah,
it's
or
like,
something.
oh my God, it's just weird, man. And then you go like to the main villain and he's off grid and that guy was on an off grid cell phone and it's just the whole point is like, hey, if you are doing something like to the audience is basically like if you do anything that is off grid and that you don't want to be surveyed, you are the villain and you are going to get
Yeah,
arrested.
no, that's
Is basically
that's what
what
I
it
was about
is
to
telling
mention. Is
us.
those off-grid cell phones, which are weird. It's a weird thing element in the movie, and it's honestly it's kind of scary for these characters that they have to have these not connected to like the municipal cloud. Like they have to have these
Yes.
phones not connected to it. It's and again, you're right. It is like if you don't like connect to the municipal cloud, you're you're the villain, which is yeah.
It's insane. It is crazy.
No, it
I
is
was like, what
genuinely
the
insane.
fuck? There was a point in the movie. Ugh, never mind. We're gonna talk about this. It's coming up. But anyway, after the whole shebang happened, he reveals that he dropped his, which is like, God, he doesn't even try to redeem himself. I don't think he does redeem himself. I genuinely hated Chris Pratt's character. I was rooting for the villain the whole movie. I didn't care who it was. I was rooting for him. Obviously, like I wasn't rooting for him in the sense that like I agreed with the tactics that he was doing, but like bro, dude, I just wanted him to die.
Okay, can we
And I'm not even joking.
can we talk about that
Like
villain reveal because it's so funny?
no, and it's also very predictable. It's
Okay,
like, yeah, the super nice friend is actually the one that did it, and it's like,
yeah.
fuck me.
So no, but like the reason why is the funniest thing in the movie. Um, and so at the beginning of the movie, we see in like the opening montage, we see that Chris Pratt like puts some serial killer in the Mercy Court, and the Mercy Court like uh, executes the serial killer. Well, when he's looking for evidence later in the movie, he pulls up like a childhood photo of his like, and it's not a friend. He's his AA sponsor, his Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor, which makes it worse. He pulls up a childhood photo that's ripped in half of his sponsor. He's like, "Hey, Mercy Court, can you find the other half?" And so it finds the other half, and the other half is another kid, and and these two kids are together, like smiling, holding each other. And he's like, "Who's that other kid?" And he finds out that the other kid in the photo is the young version of the serial killer who he sent to get executed at the beginning of the movie. And apparently, his AA sponsor was friends with the serial killer, and he has been like secretly spying on Chris Pratt and like trying to get into his life so that he can
No,
secretly
wasn't it his
ruin it.
brother?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was his brother.
It's like the most cliche thing, like I'm getting revenge on you
It's
for
like
my
it's like
brother.
soap opera esque plot. Like,
No, I thought, and like I thought it was the funniest shit too.
oh, it was
I
so
like
funny.
I was
The moment,
and you know what's even more funny is the fact that it's like, okay, so moments before this, right when he kind of admits, he's like, yeah, I did this with my wife and blah blah blah, and then he's like, wait a minute, let's go here. And it's like insane because it's this guy in the Mercy Court, and he's giving orders to a SWAT team. He's like, Mercy, pull up SWAT, and then they pull up in a helicopter, and it's literally just like the guy's like, yo, what's up? And he's like, you need to go here right now. And if this is all happening in real time, like before the movie, or like earlier in the movie, I feel like they were more consistent with this because he would call someone and it was like, yo, you need to go to this location. And they're like, okay, it'll take me 15 minutes to get here. And then 15 minutes later in the movie, they would be there and like, yo, bro, I'm here. But this time, they get there in 30 fucking seconds, and it is the most insane. Like, granted, they're on a helicopter, but still, that is the most insane shit ever. Literally 30 seconds of him calling the SWAT and Detective Shack, and they all fly there. It's fucking crazy. And then they break in. And they don't. There's like no like interaction at all. They like knock the door once and then immediately just blindfoldly trust this guy.
yeah,
And and then he's like looking at one of them, like, and it's just so insane. It's like so specific, like offshoot, like, and then he's like, wait a minute, let me for some reason see a photo of like of him as a kid, and it's like, wait, and then oh god, it's just so ridiculous,
it's
like
this kind of
genuinely.
twist that has no like nothing coerces it, and nothing coerces anyone to find it. Feels the reveal feels so forced, which makes it 10 times more funny. The moment where the photo is being like assembled is so hilarious, and then his AA sponsor is like some like fucking like villain for like the Batman 1960s TV show. He's like driving over to the Mercy Court with like a truck full of bombs with his like daughter kidnapped. It's hilarious.
Yes. Oh God. And okay, so basically the Mercy AI is like, all right, so basically he's carrying this okay, wait, hold up. Reverse it a little bit. Here's another hilarious thing. that that was shown. Um, so early in the movie, he was on call with the killer. I think his name was Nick or something, but it's like his best bro. And behind him, like in the foreground, it's so fucking obvious. There's a calendar, and that's how they know that like it's
Yeah.
the same guy because of the calendar. But like you're already at his garage, so why would you like do that? Or no, it was because it was like, wait, he was here at this time. I recognize that calendar.
He was
Pull
like
up the video.
he was like also hiding in his basement, and then he like stowed away in someone's trunk.
Yes, I know. That's what? Like how did he escape? If there's videos
There's also that one
actually.
moment where they find out that he's hiding in the basement. There's the video that the daughter films, which is super cringe. The video where she's like ghosts, ghosts. And I'm like, okay, a character of this age would never act like that or make a video like that. I'm sorry. And so
It
when
is
she's talking
so
about
convenient.
ghosts, yeah, it's very convenient. And then she closes the basement door, and he's like, you know, the door we always have shut. I'm sorry, but if you're living in a house and you have a door that's always shut, like I'm living in I live in a house, and there's doors in my house that we always have shut. And if that door is open, I'm sorry, but it's a little bit weird. It's like it alarms something in your head if that door is open or something.
Also, if it was like the night of, why would what was he doing? Why wouldn't you just close the door?
I don't know.
I think that's the biggest like issue here. Like, what? It is just so insane. It's like,
Also,
did he want to like? Oh my God,
one
that
other
part was
thing
crazy.
relating to the daughter that I just thought of. How does the daughter just so conveniently always record her parents' arguments without her seeing her? Like in the location that she's recording her parents' arguments, it looks like so obvious. Her parents would see her so well. And I
Oh
just find it
God.
funny that she just somehow records all of her parents' arguments and like puts it on social media.
No, it is insane. And you know what's funny? Here, I'm reversing back a little bit to it's kind of a montage, I guess, with where there's like showing where the Mercy AI is just kind of telling the audience like, yeah, okay, this guy's an alcoholic. There's a video where he's like where he's holding the his sober coin, and he's like, yep, 1 year, 1 year in a 1 day. And then he cracks a joke and he's like, 400 pounds? Looks like I'm gonna have to start drinking again. And I know it's supposed to be shown as kind of like tragically, what, like ironic, but like, I don't know, dude, I fucking laughed out loud
Oh yeah.
in the theater. I let out a bit, um, it was great. It's just, oh my God. And yeah, you're right. Everything is conveniently filmed. And it's so insane. Like even like even when she was on call, right? Because the Mercy just needs your calling, right? So she's on the call and she's like, "Oh wait, hold on, I think someone's here." And then later he calls his daughter and he's like, "Who was there last night?" And then immediately for some reason the daughter just knows what he's talking about and is like, "How are you going through my stuff?" And it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't know. Maybe they sheltered her from telling her what Mercy actually did. But I feel like you would kind of know that if your dad was in Mercy, that he just had access to everything. Which is also insane because that means that anyone who goes through the court system now just has access to anything they want.
Yeah.
It's just so
It's
ridiculous.
so funny.
It is funny. It's hilarious.
I mean, and if you talk about like everything in this movie, all the video footage is either conveniently recorded and you're like laughing at it because it's conveniently recorded, or it's just very sad because it's a surveillance state, so they just have access to that.
I know. And it's like the tone of the movie is supposed to be like ramped up action, like mystery. We're gonna find out who did this thing.
And then there's the
And it's
end where he
like,
gets out with the gun. Like that was I was pretty
oh
much
my
checked out at that section. So it was just bullshit violence for me, and it was just like colors dancing on a screen. You could have shown me anything, and I would have been like, oh, this is Mercy. So
that was great. My favorite part was also I'm like 99.9% sure that that there's a point in the movie where it's like um there's a point in the movie where it's like the AI's like, all right, so what he has in that is like all these explosives, and this is what's gonna happen to the it's if the explosion happens, and it's like LA downtown, and it explodes. I'm like 99.999% sure. I don't know. It kind of looked extremely generative. It looked AI generated. Like I'm not
I
even
mean,
joking.
okay. I
It's
mean, I wouldn't be
100% probably
surprised with this
was.
movie. I wouldn't be surprised if this script was generated by AI. It's a terrible script. There's some awful dialogue.
I, dude, I was looking at it and I was like, that looks AI. Like
I mean,
just the way that the clouds kind of like realistically enough. Like I've seen enough videos where I can kind of tell.
I mean,
I
fair
was like,
enough. I wouldn't be
yeah, that kind of
surprised.
it's just AI slop,
It would
genuinely.
it would make the movie so much worse.
Yeah, no, because it is. It's bad. And and what else happens? I actually thought this was funny, but there's a like her fucking little hover bike, Detective Shack, is hilarious. And this is the part in the movie in my notes I just have what the fuck. And I know exactly what that was, and it's because I was feeling that way in the theaters. It's like moments after the bomb goes off, it's like he gets surrounded by fire. Like the AI is trying to like scare him and tell him how real this thing is. So he's like the holograms are surrounding the fire behind him. He's like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And then it cuts to like the explosion and the SWAT team um and Detective Shack is fine, which is crazy because like literally in the explosion you see her inside of the shack and then it cuts to outside where the shack just explodes and then she is like it just cuts to her being fine. But like as she's driving around, it's like there's like wind and dust and like everything's on fire, it looks like. And I was like, what am I watching right now? Like what the fuck is going on?
I mean,
And then it goes into this insane like chase sequence, which is one of the best cinematic sequences I think I've ever witnessed in my life. Um, because for some reason the AI model disarms a um a shoot device that would detonate the bomb because she felt bad that his wife was in the truck being taken hostage. And I think that whole thing was kind of insane because it implied that um the AI is like kind of growing feelings.
yeah.
It's just I
I
don't
don't
know, man.
know. I don't have much more because like at that point, I do remember what you're talking about, and but I was really just not checked in at that point. I was just like, oh yeah, this is just terrible action. I'm checked out, and there's not, and at that point, there's not much like specific funny things happening. It was mostly boring.
R-
It's
Dude,
yeah.
I disagree. I was having the time like I think it's especially hilarious when the AI dismembers her hover bike and you just see like this fucking ragdoll like fall into the alley and then she gets back up like almost immediately and it's like you would have died. And then there's another point where she like hovers around and is in front of the truck and then it's like the AI like taps into her phone, which for some reason she always like has facing herself, which is insane because in other shots it's not shown that at all. And then they like have a discussion and then she just starts shooting at him like through the window. It's just insane. And then he crashes in and then the mercy court like lets him out. And then the oh my God, and then he gets out and he's like confronts the guy and he kind of goes on a typical like villain rant about his brother
Yeah.
and like oh my and then the Mercy's big grand plan is like I know what he wants and he's like you can clear your brother's name and then the guy's like yeah that's exactly what I want and it's like fuck you like genuinely holy shit.
I man. I don't know, man. God, this is such a fucking terrible movie. They also wanted you to see it in 3D. This movie was made to be watched in 3D, and I'm kind of
And
disappointed.
IMAX.
Yeah, well, I think it was fake IMAX. It was like the like filmed with like just the approved for IMAX digital camera, and not like with an actual IMAX camera. It was not
I
filmed with an
know but
actual IMAX
I'm
camera.
just saying the fact that this movie is
Yeah,
promoting itself to be seen on that big of a screen
honestly, I
like
kind of
is
wish I did. It would
genuine
have been funny.
blasphemy.
I kind of wish I at least saw it in 3D. I had a chance to, but I would rather have just gotten done with it and saw it earlier. So oof, dude, that movie, man. I
3D would be an experience.
I I think I would have gotten sick watching in 3D. I'm gonna be honest. I never get sick by watching movies, but the way the camera was just jumping around from screen to screen, seeing that in 3D, it would have made me sick.
Yeah, actually, yes, that's honestly fair, bro. Maybe
This
it's a
is
blessing that you didn't see that.
this is the worst movie of the year. It is of 2026. I know there's very few
So
movies, but
far.
I don't know if anything will actually beat this and being worse.
Yeah, they set the bar very low.
Yeah, I mean, can you think of anything coming out that could be worse than this? Scream 6 doesn't look
Well,
too great, and I don't
no,
expect
but I don't
Avengers
think it'll be
Doomsday
as
to be
bad.
anything special.
I don't think either of those movies is going to be as bad as this, though.
No, probably
I think
not.
maybe there'll be some indie AI slop, and that just doesn't even count, honestly.
It's not a
Um,
movie. I'm not gonna if it's an AI generated movie, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm sorry, I
I mean,
won't.
there was already a ton of those
Well,
actually, and
yeah, I know, but
last year,
like,
and they all did shit. So,
yeah, but
but
they're not putting AI movies in theaters yet, so. Or at least
not yet, not
I've
yet.
heard of some examples of them trying, but it's not like a full like wide release thing. But yeah, I'm not doing
I
that.
mean, did you see the director of The Whale is like promoting actively an AI generative cinematic
Aronofsky?
company? Yeah.
Darren Aronofsky is doing this.
Yes.
This sounds like a very Aronofsky thing to do, and I'm not surprised.
No,
So
genuinely,
I'm not
it's a real shame because, I mean, no
I'm not
one.
the
It looks
biggest
like
Darren
no one
Aronofsky
has
fan,
like
so
likes it.
yeah.
Um,
So
he
I'm
already
not.
made one show and it's voice acted and the color grading and some some elements are edited, but for the most part it is entirely AI generated, which is ridiculous. And it's
Ugh.
like it's like How America Was Made, even though you already have a good How America Was Made show. I forgot what it was called, but you've definitely heard of it. And it's amazing. It's fucking incredible. It's like a show, it's like a documentary of
Oh,
American history. And it's shot like very cinematic. Probably you probably watched an episode or two in
sounds familiar,
in
but
class.
yeah,
But it's basically a worse version of that.
yeah. If you just hear me like fully AI generated something, I'm done. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, no, never mind. I'm good. You know,
yeah. I mean, it's not even I don't even think it's worth anyone's
no,
time.
it's not worth anyone's time. It's not art at all. It's just not. You can't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, uh, there's
But just be prepared to see more and more of
yeah,
that.
but one thing is, I'm hopeful about it because I don't think that people are gonna like that. There's already like a general public consensus about being like anti AI, and I just don't think that a fully AI generated movie can connect to any human being as much as a movie made by humans. Like, there's some movies made by humans that I fucking hate. I would rather take any movie made by humans any day over anything AI.
Like The Room.
I would rewatch this over any AI movie.
Well, this is probably has a lot of AI in it. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, I hope there's like some leaks that come out and they're like, yeah, this script is generated by AI and there's some AI images in it and videos, and I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. But you know,
For real.
this is slop of the worst kind. It's just immoral. It's just not fun to watch. It's mostly boring. Really, the only redeeming factor is that there's some funny moments, but it's not worth your time. This movie, it's really not.
I low-key did have fun watching this though, I'm not gonna lie.
I had fun in moments, but for a majority of it, I was kind of bored. I'm gonna be honest.
I was bored for some parts, but I'm not even gonna lie, majority I was engaged, which is the ultimate tragedy, I think. Um, it's bad. I actually just gave my letterbox review, and I'm gonna read it right here, live. It says, and I quote, "Jesus Christ, this shit fucks." With the 1.5.
A 1.5. Oh, one half.
No,
Okay.
like a half a star. Um, Yeah.
Mine is literally just it's just Chris Pratt cuck chair. That's my entire review.
Because it's well, okay, I low key like have you seen Man Carrying Things review?
Yes, I did.
I love it. Can
Can
watching a movie make you a worse person? I think yes. I came out of this movie probably not a better human being. I don't think this movie even promotes you to even try to be better. I mean, sure, he admits that he was a bad person, maybe at like the end of the movie, but like he doesn't
it well
it doesn't show him actively
the
changing
movie tries
for
to get you
anyone.
to agree with the morals of it, and like any movie, it tries to get you to root for the main character, and you just can't. But I just don't see anyone who has two brain cells rub together, like actually wanting to connect to this character, and actually like, you know, standing for the morals of this movie. Anyone who has two brain cells to rub together will get like how bad this movie is, moral
Yeah.
wise.
I will say I did some level of like review scrolling, and the people that did like enjoy this movie, when I look at their reviews, it looks like they did come out of the movie thinking that this was an anti-AI movie. Like I saw this one review is like 9 out of 10 by this guy, and he's like, AI is dangerous, and this is a tool that we must be very cautious for in the future. And this movie beautifully illustrates this.
What?
And yeah.
I
So,
I I have no idea how anyone was able to like read that from this movie, but okay.
well, I think it's just a gut feeling. I mean, like maybe okay, look, you watch like the movie obviously isn't trying to say that, but I feel like watching all these people getting like this guy's about to get murdered in an AI system share and there's a cloud thing and like red zones, like I feel like all these things as people see them are like this is awful. The movie presents them as like good things, but the people watching it are like, wow, this is bad. I wouldn't want this to happen. And then they just take the wrong thing out of the movie,
Maybe it's
which, like,
actually
you know what, whatever.
maybe it's
It's a
actually
blessing, I
maybe it's
guess.
actually genius like Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, but that's actually a good movie.
That is a great movie, but that's because like the movie is immoral on purpose. You're pretty much watching like a fascist propaganda film, and that's what the movie is.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not like
Yeah, no. No,
yeah,
it's
it's
Paul
I know what you're
Verhoeven.
saying though.
Like all of his movies are about like authoritarianism and fascism and propaganda. And like Starship Troopers, like very much the film is supposed to be a propaganda film in world of the Starship Troopers. Like that's the whole point.
Hmm. It's like Helldivers. I mean, obviously that game was greatly inspired by
Oh yeah, yeah. Have you played Helldivers?
Starship Troopers. Huh?
Have you played Helldivers?
Yeah, no, it's fucking great.
Oh my god, it's so fun, isn't it? It's so
Long live
good.
Super Earth, or you're gonna be sent to a freedom camp
We
if you
should drop
disagree.
in. We should drop in at some point together.
Absolutely. I can only play at Michael's house though, because I don't have a five,
Ah,
sadly. Um,
I have on my PC.
you lucky
Um,
goober.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there'll be a worse movie this year. There's that Melania documentary that came out this weekend. Have you heard about
Oh
that?
yeah. I really don't want to watch that low key.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna watch that. I we should not talk about that on the pod next week. Let's not. It's not. All right. Well,
Sure.
do you have anything else to say about Mercy? I think I've said about everything.
Literally everything has been said.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Alrighty.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Alrighty. Let's move on. All right. Our next film, Taste of Cherry. Um,
Absolutely.
directed by Abbas Kiarostami, and it follows an Iranian man who drives his car in search of someone who will quietly bury him under a cherry tree after he commits suicide.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the film is from 1997. So, Luke, what did you think of Taste of Cherry?
I really, really liked it. I thought it was like it was very simple, but it executed its themes quite tastefully. Pun intended. No, but it was extremely good. It was like I was I was very moved personally, and I enjoyed a lot of the subtleties and the acting which was something that I kind of want to dive in a little bit more later. But overall, I really enjoyed this thing. How about you?
No. Oh yeah, no. I thought this was pretty much a masterpiece. It's genuinely fantastic. It's so moving. One of the reasons why I wanted to watch this is the actor who played our main character in this film, Homoean Irashidi, I believe, or Hashidi. I can't pronounce his name correctly, and I apologize for that. But he recently just passed away last year in November. So he very recently just passed away, and this was like one of his most iconic roles, and I can see why. He's fantastic in it. Um, Again, I like how you mentioned a lot of the subtleties. It's a very subtle role, and there's a lot of subtle elements to his character specifically, and specifically because of what this film is doing, it's asking a lot from him as an actor, and he pulls it off pretty much perfectly. The landing is stuck pretty much as perfect as it could be stuck.
Absolutely.
Um,
And it is a movie that I came in blind. So I didn't know the premise right away. And honestly, for me personally, that did heighten my experience. Um, because it does take a while to kind of get to where it's going,
yeah,
which I really did.
yeah.
Um,
No, I can understand how that is like, um, yeah, how that does help with the enjoyment of the film. I've known about this film for a couple years now, and I've had it on my watch list, been really wanting to watch it, and I've known about the premise. And I've always thought it was a really interesting premise, and yeah, it's just a great film.
Absolutely. It's kind of really, I mean, we we've discussed this about movies before, but it is another movie that is hard to talk about without getting into spoilers. There's
Um,
some pretty famous or like iconic scenes, especially considering the ending. That at least I know that I've known about this movie before watching it, very vaguely, but yes. Um, it is a I don't know. I don't know. It's very philosophical,
oh
and
yeah,
it's like it's very sad. It is a sad movie, and it is a very slow movie, and it's not very exciting, but it doesn't need to be. Like, I think that's
mm.
kind of the whole point of the movie,
No,
actually.
I and something about this movie is it's incredibly tight. It's an hour and 35 minutes. It's perfect, absolutely paced perfectly. Everything in this film is absolutely perfect to a T to what it needs to be. Um, and I love that about it. It it doesn't spend any other time dilly dallying. Every single little moment adds to the plot, even though this is a character study. Um, but every single little moment really reveals something about the character. All these conversations, it's extremely beautiful. I love the structure of it, of him just driving around and him meeting a bunch of different people and speaking to them, and their conversations reveal more and more about this character and this character's intentions. Um, it feels very realistic to how this character would act and how this character would speak, and also in it feels realistic to how people would react to this kind of thing. And there's a specific moment towards the beginning which I find interesting.
I think I know what you are talking about.
Yeah. No, I and I
Um,
you can go.
no, no, sorry. No, please.
Okay. Well, number one, I wanna grace the cinematography. It's absolutely beautiful. I was able to watch this on HBO Max, which and I don't think they have the fully remastered version. I think they only have like the 480p version. So I think that's what we both watched. Um, but I was looking at
Yes.
screenshots of the Criterion that is a fully remastered 4K, and it looks even more beautiful. But I love the shots, these long takes of car shots and the long takes. This film, I have a joke in my notes about how many shots of like the cars driving through like the countryside and through the hills of Iran. is in this film, but it truly is beautiful. I love it.
I see what you're saying. And I found this kind of funny because I did watch the movie quite recently, and I don't know if this was um even intentional on your part, Eric, but this is your recommendation. Um I there's a glaring kind of somewhat similarity actually with Tastes of Cherry and Mercy. And do you know what I'm talking about?
No, actually.
Okay, this is something that I thought was actually interesting, and that and it's like how to do this like correctly in a movie and how to do it really shitty. So
Okay, I think I kind of know. I can get the hints. I
yeah,
kind of
so
know what you're
this
talking about now.
so it's not a majority of this movie, but a lot of this movie is just the main character sitting in a chair, kind of things happening around him. Like that's not the whole movie, obviously. He gets out of the car. It's several points. I don't even think it's the majority of the movie, but he drives, dude. He's driving his car basically the whole time. And the reason I say that is similar to Mercy is because in the whole movie, well, somewhat in the whole movie, Chris Pratt is in a chair with things happening around him as well. Except the difference is one is done tastefully, um, and the other one is shit.
Yeah,
Like in Mercy, everything is spoon fed to you about who this character is and what is happening, and things happen that are just completely inconsistent with what's going on. And it's not even that fun to watch as like an action movie, if I'm gonna be honest. There's no nuance, but this movie, Taste of Cherry, does almost the exact opposite of that, where everything that happens around him does have of, and I want to get into spoilers about this one specific part that I really loved, but it does kind of have a sense of like understanding. I don't know how to word this, but did you get what I'm
I
going for?
yeah, no, I think the word you're going for is intentionality. I think everything done in this film is absolutely super intentional. And that's why it feels so tight and that's why it works so well and that's why it's so entertaining from top to bottom because everything in this film is so intentional. Even that ending which should feel out of place, and it does. It does feel out of place, but something about it works so perfectly well. And we'll talk about the ending, but the ending is
Mhm.
like this kind of culture shock, is this juxtaposition to the rest of the film, and it's so intentional when you really think about the ending. It sticks with you. I mean, so many moments of this film have stuck with me, and I'm definitely gonna rewatch it. I think this is one of those films where I just think every single time you rewatch it, you're just gonna get more and more. And there's some great films where I just don't think that rewatching it would get more out of. And I'm not saying that that's like a detriment to a film. Like sometimes just watching something over and over again and getting the same experience, it's fun and it could be a really incredible film, a masterpiece. But there's also something about films where everything is so subtle, it's so understated, it's so subdued that there is more that you get out of it. It's such a this thing feels like such a monumental experience, even though everything happening in it is so subdued and understated, that I am excited, actively excited to watch it again because I hope to get more out of it, and it feels almost exactly like a film that I am going to get more out of. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna, and during that Criterion sale, I'm gonna pick up the 4K disc of this because, God, this was fantastic.
Yeah. No, it is, and it is super gorgeous. It is like
Oh
an
yeah, no, it's
extremely gorgeous
beautiful.
movie. I loved it.
And I'm not just
It
saying just the
was very
cinematography. I
good.
think that the dialogue is absolutely breathtaking. The performance, especially that main performance, there's something so beautiful about it. It may be now one of my favorite performances in film ever. It's so tender and potent, and especially yeah, and again the cinematography is just beautiful. Everything about this is just it's so poetic, it's so moving, and it's so beautiful. It's also somewhat it's very dark, I will say that. There's a foreboding nature to everything about this, and we'll talk about that more in spoilers, but yeah.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, the ending, it is a shock. But I love that for that reason. And it's a shock that I was expecting a certain shock to the ending because when you watch the movie, I think what you're thinking is, well, the ending can only be one of two things, right? And then the ending happens and it's something like completely like way different and it's like, whoa. But then you begin to think about it and you're like, I don't know. I was kind of struck
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's actually really like I've never really seen that done before.
And it works so
Um,
well, and it's not something that
it
you would.
does. It's not
It's
like
not something you
insane.
would
It's not
think of
like
either.
yeah,
It's just it's so unexpected in the best way possible. It's not really even a twist. It's just something that's so unexpected but feels perfectly right at home.
exactly. And yeah, the opening scene is incredible. Like
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna lie.
I keep thinking about
I was very
the
attached.
way it's shot. And that's the thing. This film hit the ground running.
Hmm. Yeah,
Excuse the
I
motorcycles
love
behind
that
me.
opening shot
Um, yeah, but it's just
of just him in the car and then
and
he's
it's
driving
and
or
it's
you know,
tracking, and there's all these
yeah.
people, and it's tracking as it watches all these people and him in the car. It's incredible, and there's a lot of great tracking shots, specifically like in the car as we follow people in cars. And yeah,
Yes,
I mean the entire movie pretty much
absolutely.
takes place inside a car, and it's able to get so much beautiful imagery out of a car. And yeah,
Exactly. Um, God, it is very hard to talk about the movie without getting into spoilers. But if you haven't watched it, please watch it. It's on
yeah,
Max.
no, it's
Um,
on it's on HBO
like
Max.
thankfully,
Yeah,
thank goodness.
it's
It
an
is
absolutely
incredible.
beautiful movie. It's only like an hour and 35 minutes. It's absolutely worth your time. I Yeah. Taste of Cherry. Uh, I'm gonna give this. Before we get into spoilers, I just want to give ratings. I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10. I would love to give this a 10 out of 10. I just feel like it's something that I need to watch again to have it fully resonate with me. I absolutely loved it, but I'm not fully at 10 out of 10 for me. I do believe this is a masterpiece, and I think it will be a 10 out of 10 for me one day, but I need to watch this maybe two, three more times.
I understand. I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. I love this movie and I respect the work that came into it. I just think if you're wondering what is docking down the 2 points, it's just this personally, this I think this movie will resonate to a lot of people. Um, Personally, for me, it didn't necessarily resonate with me, but that doesn't, I mean, still, it's still incredible. I can't, even if I like was thoroughly bored throughout the entire movie, I couldn't not give it an 8 out of 10. It's just, there's just a quality to it that is undeniable when you watch it. Um, I love this thing.
Yeah. All right. Spoilers.
Absolutely. All right, spoilers.
I mean,
Can I
I
talk
don't
about
know.
my
I don't
favorite
know.
shot?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to spoil this movie. Like, I mean, I guess it's weird. It's not as the spoilers aren't as obvious, and I don't think like if you tell people the moments in this movie, it would really retract from their experience. But it's different.
Well, I think if you
I
told
still
them
would
the ending, it
recommend.
would kind of be
Yeah,
like,
the
what?
ending, but like but yeah, I still would recommend going in blind. It's the best way for this. But yeah, yeah. Talk about your favorite shot.
For sure. Okay, my favorite shot, it was not a tracking shot actually. It was a completely still shot, at least what I'm remembering it correctly as. And it's a shot, it's the part of the movie where he's driving down the road. It's a dirt road, and then and then his car gets stuck in this like giant gaping hole. And then there's a shot of all
Yes.
these people coming down and lifting up his car, and it's kind of far away. And I love that. It was really good. It was really good. And then following that, there's a shot of him looking at the old man, the old uh the Afghani man lifting up his car, and he has like a big smile on his face.
It's
And I thought that was really,
that's
really good.
like it's a truly touching scene. That's something that's it's such a weight on you. This entire movie, but specifically that scene. I think my favorite shot in this film, and I think it's probably a lot of people's favorite shots after watching this, thinking about it. But the shot where he's sitting on the bench watching the sun go down,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
where he's
I also like the shot right after that where it's this kind of the city
yeah,
and it's kind of like all red and it's
yes,
beautiful. It's just
and
gorgeous.
it's
Yeah, that's a
but
good one.
that moment is it's he's like coming to terms that this will be his last His last sundown. So,
Exactly.
which is
No, it is. It Yeah, and it is sad, dude.
it's
It is
I
heartbreaking.
think, although I think my favorite conversation in this film is when he picks up the man, the the Asian man, and they talk about religion. There's so many great lines from that scene, but um, there's one that really resonates with me, and it's when you're unhappy, you hurt other people. Isn't that a sin too? When they speak about religion and they speak about the morals of suicide and death, just in general, it's a beautiful conversation.
Um, it is incredible.
Yeah, I found it so moving. Um, I liked the line. What's the difference between killing someone and killing yourself?
Exactly. And there's a lot of themes in here. There's themes with well, obviously life versus death,
Yeah,
right? That's a pretty big one.
I think religion is a huge theme.
There's simple pleasures, you know. I think that, the taxidermist at the end, well, or near the end, he's kind of showing this man like, hey, there's simple things in life that like the taste of a cherry.
Hmm.
And it's like that leads into the title is great. Great
Well,
stuff.
he also
But
wants to be buried under a cherry tree,
exactly.
which is
Hmm.
beautiful. Every single time they show that cherry tree, it's beautiful.
It
It's
is. Yeah.
such a beautiful tree. And again, like this simple things in life. This is one of those movies that makes you like appreciate all the smallest little things in life. That cherry tree, it's so small. It's in this landscape that's so barren. There's nothing around it. It's the only tree in sight near it. And it's so small and nimble, and there's something so beautiful and kind of grandiose about it because this man has given it so much value and choosing it as his spot that he wants to lie under in death.
Yeah. It's beautiful and it's also poetic.
Yeah.
I think a lot of movies like these are gonna just naturally be poetic. Um and
I also find it
yeah, it is inspiring. That's
well,
exactly
I
correct.
find it inspiring, and also the way that it's low budget filmmaking. This movie does not cost that much to make, and it's so beautiful in its construction. Even though it doesn't have any big set pieces or anything huge about it, it just has an incredible screenplay, and that's all you really need to make like a masterful movie. Is just what's so inspiring about movies like this one, and yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking about the exact same thing. 'Cause yeah, the movie mostly does take place in a car, and then when it's not in a car, there's just these really long takes. There's a part where he paces the the construction site, kind of docking, and he's talking to the security, and he's pacing, and he's just kind of talking, and I really like this part. It's there's kind of a it's like the mic itself is inside of the room,
yeah,
and it's like you're listening to it as a perspective of the security guard, right? So as he's walking, pacing back and forth, sometimes when he paces too far away, it's the security guard's like, "Hey, wait, hold on, I can't hear you," or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um, I just love that. I just love that. It's very creative, but it's also I mean, maybe, and I'm not saying that they did, probably a choice, but maybe some of that had to do with limitations potentially. I don't know.
I just don't think it matters. I mean, we talked about this episode, how mercy and like the relationship between how like sometimes bad elements are more noticeable in bad movies and bad elements are less noticeable in good movies. I don't think if limitations about that matters. I mean, it's a
Well,
beautiful moment
I
any
think that
way.
the limitations do matter, and I think that
Well, I
if I mean that probably was a choice, but I'm just saying the limitations of making this movie, in my opinion, is probably what made it so impactful.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? It
fair
made it
enough.
feel
I get it,
grounded
but I'm just
extremely.
saying, like, as a viewer, when you're interacting with that moment, It doesn't really matter to you what the limitations they had in that moment because this film was so good. And I'm saying some films, it does matter more, and it is noticeable some limitations that they had when you watch.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. I kind of like the movies that I don't know if you notice this, but they're like complete polar opposites of each other. Like it's insane. Like
yeah.
obviously Mercy's like an action, it's not a comedy, but like it's like a action movie, like slop.
Do you think that the Taste of Cherry is the anti-Mercy?
Yes.
Mercy's the anti-Taste of Cherry.
Yes.
I wonder what
Yes, it is.
I wonder this gives me I wonder what someone who's like who watched Mercy and is like, "Oh my god, bro, this is the best film I've ever seen." I wonder what that kind of person would think watching Taste of Cherry
They probably think it's boring, like really boring.
because they're a fucking idiot.
Most likely. Most likely. Um,
No, no, no. I don't want to devalue anyone's opinion. Actually,
well, I
okay.
mean,
Actually, this is an
if
interesting
you,
conversation. This is an interesting
yeah, sure.
conversation. So, I have a few I know this is a little bit off topic of Taste of Cherry, but this is interesting and I want to talk about it anyway. Um what I will say, so when we talk about how people interact with movies, sometimes when people watch art films or more like complicated films, less accessible films, a lot sometimes the average viewer or your normie, I guess, doesn't enjoy them or and I think that some films need context to enjoy them a little bit more. I think like we talked about this with Mulholland Drive. I think watching more context of David Lynch might actually help you get to know his style and enjoy that film more. And there's a difference between not having context to seeing a film or being too stupid to really like clock what they're saying. Because some people say that Mulholland Drive is like aimless or it's bad on purpose, and I don't think it's bad on purpose at all. Like I don't think that movie is bad. It is certainly doing a lot of things very purposefully, being like very dreamlike and whimsy and in a different world. And it's okay to do those things purposefully, but I won't call that being bad on purpose. There's so much artistic integrity to everything happening in that movie, and I feel like that, you can like not notice those things. And I don't think that's a real measure of intelligence either. I mean, again, context matters, and if you have more context behind some of these things, it's actually easier to understand, to like connect with this kind of stuff. So I don't know if that's really an intelligence thing. I think context does matter a lot. But also, I just want to say that also if someone just doesn't enjoy something genuinely, then they don't enjoy something genuinely, and that opinion is just worthwhile. But I think sometimes people cannot enjoy something and they just don't have the context to like fully enjoy it or to fully understand it. And I mean that's okay. But I'm just saying like that is something that happens kind of often. But again, if someone just doesn't like something even with the context, then they genuinely don't like something. And again, I'm not dissing anyone's opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and it's great that we all have our own opinions. But yeah,
I guess I see what you're saying there. Um, relating that to Taste of Cherries, Cherry, I will say, I don't know, if you're like I wouldn't recommend this to just like anybody, obviously,
I think I
right?
would.
I don't think,
Yeah.
like, I don't
No,
know.
I
I feel
think
like
it's
so
not
a lot
that
of people watch
complex. It's
movies.
not that like
Well, yeah,
unaccessible.
but like, why would, but I don't know. No, it's not unacceptable. I think it's a pretty accessible movie. It's not like it doesn't do anything bonkers, right? I'm just saying, like, it's not the type of movie that everybody like wants to watch.
No,
Do you
but
see what I'm saying?
I think there's a necessary element to
So,
watch it. It's like if you fucking eat Burger King all the time and you don't want to eat your vegetables. I know it's not the exact same thing, but like I think at some point you should try to at least like acknowledge and connect to greater art. Like at least try it out at least at some point in your life.
well, for sure. Yes. No, absolutely. And I'm not saying that like probably most people when they watch this movie will really enjoy it, right? But I don't think they'll want to like watch it again.
Also, this is kind of getting a pretentious conversation. Maybe I should try to say something that clears this up a little bit. When I mean greater art, I mean this is not like fucking Mercy. Some people spend their entire lives watching movies like Mercy. All right. Um, like I would say that like something like Evil Dead 2 is just as great art as Taste of Cherry. Like it is on the level of like artistic value, at least to me personally. I would consider it. It's doing a bunch of different things, but I would say it's on the same level as artistic value. Something like I don't know, like fucking Hot Fuzz. Again, it's not like because Taste of Cherry, I could see why people don't like it because of how like profound it's trying to be. But like Evil Dead 2 or Hot Fuzz aren't trying to be like profound movies, and they're very fun and very entertaining to watch. But I would still consider them on the same artistic level as Taste of Cherry.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Um, I really, it was, I don't know. It was kind of, it wasn't hard to watch this movie.
I found it
It was
very
just
easy to
like,
watch. I have that in my notes actually.
yeah, no, it's easy. It's an easy to watch movie. It's just very like, it's very heavy.
It's
And
also one
I
that's
very
just
much appreciated
it's one
that.
that's hard to talk about. It's a very feeling based movie. It's a lot of feels. Again, like
Well, I mean, you could
Mulholland
talk about
Drive.
it.
The
Like,
best
I
parts
like how it
about
was structured.
yeah no but like yeah but I think like Mulholland Drive, the best part about this movie is not the movie itself, but the feelings it gives you.
Yeah. Actually, I do like something that this movie did that is actually very simple. Well, okay. I liked the fact that the movie's simple, but that's kind of, um, I already stated, we already said how simple this movie is. But another thing that it is specifically in its structure is, I mean, everyone kind of gets the idea of like an act one, an act two,
Yeah.
and an act three. Um, and this movie does that in a super textbook way, as in they have kind of like three people that he offers, and they actually kind of like, um, well, not all of them except, but they do like hear him out and have a conversation.
Yeah,
Three
and they're all,
people.
and what I love is that, and you're reminding me of something that I totally forgot to put in my notes, but I just remembering now that I noticed there are these people from different walks of life. The first person that he talks to is this young boy who is like a soldier, and he lives in the barracks, and he's asking him to do something, and this young boy um kind of runs away from him at the end. Well, I mean, he does. He's scared of the idea of because I mean, he it's a very dark thing he's asking these people to do. He's
I mean,
asking them to bury
yeah,
them him.
low key, yeah, I don't blame him.
I know.
Like,
I don't.
honestly,
I think I might have done the same thing, but it's
yeah,
this
like,
like
but he just thinks the whole idea is like insane, and like,
it's
why
this.
would you
I
want
mean,
me to do this
it
for
is a
you?
crazy idea. Like I'm not gonna say it's not.
No, it isn't. Okay, it is a crazy idea, but the fact that he wants to bury himself is a very interesting
Oh,
point because
it's interesting. Yeah.
that is immediately brought up. It's like I think someone would maybe ask like, and I mean, you could kind of get the idea of why he wouldn't just want to do it right away. He would want to bury himself,
Yeah.
right?
No.
And the young boy asks the very important question right off. He's like, why do I have to do this? Like, why do I have to do that?
Yeah.
Why
And
can't you just kind of do it yourself,
it's it's also like a hard question to talk about. You don't just go up to someone and be like, "Hey, can you bury me after I kill myself?" Like and
Insane.
it's also
And he thinks that, yeah,
it's
God,
playing into this boy who is like he's very naive and he's very young, and all these people that he talks to are from different walks of life. Because the second man he talks to is this, I wouldn't say he's old, but he's not young. He's middle aged,
middle aged, yeah.
and he's this guy who has devoted his life to religion. He's
Mhm.
and that's my favorite conversation in the movie that he has with the characters is this conversation about religion and life and death. And this man talks about like his relationship to God and God's relationship to suicide and what God would think of the morals of what this guy is doing. And I just find that so interesting. And then the final man is this much older man who I feel like he has some spiritual connections, but not as um close, not as like hard as the middleman does. The
I mean, he
second
kind
man.
of has experience and he's
Yeah,
lived life and he
yeah.
understands the
He's
complexity.
this very old man
And I
who,
think
yeah,
that's why he's the only person who actually
Yes.
accepts his offer, which
Yes,
is
it's
very interesting, and I love
this much
that.
older man who has walked life, understands the beauties, and they have a beautiful conversation about the small little beauties of life. And what's so beautiful is that this old man is able, I think, the only person who he's talked to in this entire movie who's able to see him, who is able to like fully see
Yes,
him and understand why he wants to go through with the act that he wants to go through with. And that's why that the older man decides that yes, this is what we should this is what's best for this guy, and I'm gonna go through with this man's wishes. Actually, I don't even know if the old man thinks this is what's best for him, but this old man like clearly understands that this is this man's like the dying wish, and he will help him go through with that.
exactly. And I think it's an interesting point to look at our main character because I think he's very interesting because I think a part of him actually doesn't want to go through with this plan and really, really wants someone that he picks up to talk him out of it,
Yeah.
which
Well,
is interesting because
this
well, at least I think so.
this film and death are in a relationship that it's one and the same. This relationship between this film and death, they are one and the same. And what comes with death, I think with anyone, I don't think there's a single person living on this planet or who has lived or who will live who is not afraid to die. I I can say that pretty confidently. I don't think there's any single person walking right now the planet or who has walked or who will walk who is not afraid to die. Obviously, everyone is afraid to die, and again, it's one of the only like thing. One of the only like guaranteed things in life is death. Actually, it is the only guaranteed thing in life is death.
Yes,
That's the only guaranteed thing in life, and we're all afraid to die. And I love how it obviously this guy would be afraid to die. It's crazy to think that a character like this wouldn't.
exactly. And and he, yeah, so perhaps he wants someone obviously to talk him out of doing this. And I think when he gets to the older person and they kind of start up, maybe he believes that, and then possibly very surprised that this person out of the two others was actually the one to agree, which is
It's
interesting
it almost
because I think
feels
he,
go.
sorry,
No, you
no.
go. You go. Finish. You finish, please,
Well,
please.
I was just gonna say because I think the reason that he picked up the young soldier is because, well, he thought, well, this guy probably j wants the money or needs the money, and that's why he'll do it. And then when he picked up the second guy, he was probably like, all right, well, this guy maybe can totally understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And when he got to the third guy, he's like, well, this guy, but then he accepts.
Well,
I think it's very interesting.
yeah, and I get the impression because the third man obviously needs the money as well, just as much as the other two guys need it, maybe even more than the other characters in the movie. He needs the money, but I get the impression that this character would do it anyway, even without the promise of the money.
I do as well. Because like, yeah, he's older, he's pretty wise, and he discusses with him, but he still is willing to go through.
Yeah. Um,
It's very good.
I was gonna
It's a
say
very good dilemma.
this might be a weird comparison, but it almost feels like Christmas Carol esque. It's like these and
Oh yeah, no,
like it's like these
that's
three
not yeah.
like creatures, and it's almost like he's almost like going through a journey and his acceptance going into the afterlife. It's almost like at the beginning of the movie he's already dead, and these three people are these three conversations and these three experiences that he needs to accept his trip into the afterlife.
Yeah, no, I totally that's a really good comparison. It's not weird at all. I think that the three people that he picks up is like perfect, literally perfect. And that's what I was kind of getting at where it's like it's a very simple tactic to separate your three acts into just kind of three different characters. Um, and it's simple, but it's like it's done so effectively.
Yeah.
And I love movies like
I
that
want to
that don't overcomplicate
I want to
themselves.
talk about um one of the most breathtaking scenes in the movie. The actual scene where he passes away, where he's laying in the in the grave in under the cherry tree, and he's looking up at the sky, and there's the clouds moving over the moon. It's so beautiful.
Oh
It's
yeah, the storm comes on then.
yes, and the
I
storm comes
remember
on him, and
that.
it's rain, and it's just
It is a
it's
very beautiful
it's
scene.
so moving. It's the most moving thing
It
in the
is a
movie.
very
I was like sinking into my seat when I was watching that. It was such an active moment for me. It was such a transformative moment for me. And then that moment leads into the biggest like thing to
yes.
talk about in the
It
movie,
is
which is the ending,
okay.
which is so transformative. I believe and
Yeah.
the ending was so transformative when I was watching it. It was
It's like it is. It was crazy. Yeah, because I thought the movie was gonna end there, and it was like, all right. So,
and it would have been a
and
great
I
ending.
said this in the
I
yeah,
still would have
no,
had
absolutely.
all the praises I have for the movie, but the ending adds so much to it.
So basically, yeah. So basically, what I said earlier was I went into this movie and I was like, okay, so basically, one of two things is gonna happen, right? He's either gonna want to live or he's gonna die. Like that's the only two ways that this movie could end. And I was like, all right, looks like it took the death route. I'm all for that, you know. But then, but then the film cuts into this like very intense grain of like this behind the scenes footage,
Yes,
and I was like, brother,
it's it's
what?
incredibly
They broke. I was not expecting this movie to break the fourth wall, dude.
it's so meta,
I
and
was
it
like, what?
yeah.
This movie came out in the 90s?
Yeah, I think it was
Brother.
95, I believe, when this came out.
Incredible.
97 is when this came out.
Yeah.
Um,
Whew.
no, it's such a meta moment, and again, you have to think about this more in context. This is in Iran, and we've talked about some of the issues with Iran, and Iran has had a lot of issues with its government, and especially with militarization and its military. So it's interesting that there's the choice of watching these military men with these cameras, these video cameras, and this is real. I believe these were like real military soldiers that were just on the set when they were filming. I think they were filming this more run and gun anyway, where they were like just trying to film where they could, where just in their surroundings. They're just like, this is a great place to film. Let's just shoot this scene here, and they ended up coming across this group of military men. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if that is real, but it very
Yeah.
much seems like that at the end. And I know this movie was filmed very indie style, so I wouldn't be surprised if I'm right here. Um,
No, yeah, absolutely.
but it feels so meta, and it gives this whole like meta context to the film. It's maybe it that final moment is what made me think about the Christmas Carol um uh comparison.
Absolutely. Yeah, it totally brings a whole another element to the story that's kind of more of a view on people and things and perhaps even, like world, but not even the world or it's not trying to make a statement. It's just showing people and they're in the fields, some are maybe
In
writing
this
in their
naturalistic
journals and they have
environment.
flowers. It's like, God damn, brother. That is beautiful. It was great. It was, yeah, that
One
part
other
blew me away.
thing that I think we just haven't touched on, which is this obvious moment in the movie, and are these two themes in the movies, these two like running motifs in the film, and that is one the motif of rain and weather and like the sun and the moon, and this motif of like kind of construction and like gravel and concrete are these two big motifs in the film.
Yeah,
I think
especially when he goes
yes,
the back roads and
yeah.
is trying to find someone. Even the that opening scene where he's in the city and then he makes his way onto the gravel and he encounters this one
Well,
individual
yeah.
who's
It's
quite
funny that you
not
mentioned
happy about it.
this opening scene because a lot of these men are like, you need a labor, you need a labor. You get the very impression that the city that he lives in
Yeah,
is
that's I
not a
was just
very
about to say.
wealthy place. There's not a lot of money going around here. And this idea is, and most of the movie is spending him driving around these very barren areas. They're not like that in traditionally beautiful in these beautiful ways. Like when you think about Train Dreams, it is filming this like traditionally beautiful environment when you think of the beauty. These like forests and these very American uh these just very American agricultural forests and these very American areas that you're so ingrained with the uh imagery of this country and with the history of this country. And this is not what you immediately think of when you, especially when you think of Iran, but just when you think about the naturalistic environment in general. But it is able to find the beauty in these barren environments. It's also this, especially with construction, I think it's this idea of a start anew. I wouldn't be surprised if that cherry tree was in a construction area and they're going to build like houses or a residential area or like some kind of business complex above where his body is buried.
Yeah, absolutely. And even I think what's really great is the kind of final scene where he's looking at the sunset before, right? So he's looking at the sunset, and it is a very beautiful shot. I think um it's one of the most I don't know. It's beautiful in the fact that the clouds and like the even the buildings look beautiful. And he's in an area, and it's like it kind of doesn't look like anything else in the movie from that point. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It almost looks more beautiful, like
And
near when he realizes
yeah.
it's the end, which is
And what
interesting.
I was going to say to mention a few more things about this film is number one, like the sun, the moon, and the environment. It feels almost like this idea of fate and nature, all like coming together. Like he's like it's almost like he's returning back to nature. He's returning back to the earth that he came from, and it's like this fate thing that he has to go through with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. I didn't notice right away with the when I watched the movie, but I mean the sun is the very last thing I believe,
So
or one of the very last
yeah,
things that is shown.
yeah,
It is
it's a beautiful
great.
film.
It is really good. And
Nine. Yeah.
yeah, frick.
I think I have just about everything I have to say about this. I'll probably have a billion more
Same
things
here.
to say when I watch this a second time.
Yeah, absolutely.
9.5 out of
I
10.
loved it. 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty.
Uh
Okay, so
so yeah.
we're done with our Mercy and our Taste of
A
Cherry
few
review, which
things
was Eric's recommendation.
I want to say to the audience. Yeah, so week after next is Valentine's Day. We're doing a Valentine's Day special where we talk about our I believe I mentioned this up top in the episode, but we're going to talk about some romantic comedies, and we haven't fully planned out what that's going to be, but it will be a romantic comedy focused Valentine's Day episode coming out the week of Valentine's Day, uh, or the Monday after Valentine's Day. Um, Other than that, uh, next week we're going to be talking about, I believe, Markiplier's Iron Lung and
Yes,
Sam Raimi's Send Help.
absolutely.
All right. And we're
I
also going
am
to be talking about Luke's recommendation. What is it?
okay. So my recommendation is a movie that I kind of watched. I actually did not finish this movie. I got like halfway through, and then I stopped watching one day, and then the next day when I came to watch it, it wasn't on the place that I was watching it, so I kind of gave up. But I was intrigued, I was interested, and that movie for next week is Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Oh shit.
I've not
I've
seen this one.
I have not seen it at all. No, I have been really wanting to watch this. This is going to be
Yes.
interesting because I believe your past few recommendations on the let me check because your other recommendations on the pod I believe I have already seen.
Yeah.
Because I had not seen Taste of
Yes.
Cherry before this, but like yeah, you recommended Chain Dreams in the first episode, which I already watched before that, and then you recommended Oh Brother, which I had already also watched. So this is the first Luke recommendation that I have not seen at all.
And then me kind of 50-50 as well. So,
Where's that
and honestly,
streaming?
it's been so long since I've seen it. Where is it streaming, guys? Currently nowhere,
Oh,
which sucks.
well,
But
I'll rent it
I
or
believe I
something.
do have, yeah, I believe I do have a DVD here somewhere of the movie, or one of my cousins does, that I could totally lend to you. But
Well,
yes,
I don't know if I'll be able to get to you in a week, so I'll figure out a way to watch it though. I promise.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll
Um,
see, of course.
um, yeah, it's directed by Alejandro G. Inarritu, who obviously has become one of the biggest directors of the past few years. Birdman was nominated for a bunch of Oscars. Also did The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio, which got Leo his first Oscar. Now was nominated for a bunch of stuff. And he's also, did you see? He's working on a new film. Well, he has a new film that's going to come out this year in October called Digger. Have you seen that?
I
The
did
trailer for
see
that?
that. I'm very, very, very excited
I'm
to
very
see that.
excited. Yeah, with Tom Cruise. I'm excited to see
It
Tom
is one
Cruise
of
go back to his roots and do something kind of more interesting, like a fucking,
yes,
like he's only been doing like Mission Impossible stuff recently, and I want to see him do like more something like Born on the Fourth of July or like Magnolia type shit, but he's not. But I think
absolutely.
Inarritu will get that out of him. Yeah, Inarritu's fucking awesome. I'm excited to watch Birdman.
Yes, I'm also excited.
All right, everyone.
So yes,
Next week we have uh, Sam Raimi's Send Help, Markiplier's or Mark Edward Fishback's Iron Lung, and Alejandro G. Inarritu's Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. I believe that's what it's called. Yes. All right. Um. Well, I think that's about it for the show. I've been Eric Dominguez,
and I have been Luke and I.
and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
We'll see.